Tonight's the night. And it's going to happen again and again.
There is a great disturbance in the force.
There certainly is.
I have felt it.
Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. It is showtime. It is MAGGCAST time. It is time to party. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. It is Tuesday night. Let's rock and roll. That's what we're talking about. Let's go. How's everybody doing tonight? How's everybody? Yes, we are starting. Yes, sorry I was a few minutes late there. I was having a couple of audio issues. And I don't know what the hell was going on, but I tell you this. The music was blasting through my ear, like my headphones, so loud that I was like my teeth were shattering, right? And I'm just like, what the hell just happened here? And so I had to readjust all this audio stuff. It was ridiculous. I was so pissed. So anyways, we're here. We're ready to start. We got some things to talk about. We got a lot of things to talk about. And you know what? How funny is it that just a mere few hours before I even started the show, Asha Sharma herself had to go ahead. She had to go ahead and do something. So I had very little time to prepare, but I never prepare, so it really doesn't make a difference because all this comes right out of the top of this little noodle, this big noodle right over here. So we got all that. Now, on top of all this, let's not forget, ladies and gentlemen, that today is Cinco de Mayo. Let's go. Let's go. Bring out that tequila, baby.
No, brinde.
That's right. Let's go, baby. It is Cinco de Mayo time, folks. So, yeah, bring out the tequila if you got it. Bring out the mezcal if you got it. It's time to party. Squishy's already talking in the chat. I got a big noodle. All right, you're already getting it started. I see how it goes. Yeah. So how's everybody out there doing tonight? Listen, man, I'm just going to tell you guys straight out. First things first. So I hurt myself working out, okay? And it happens every couple of months where I just do something. And Magnum, knock it off with this happy Wednesday business, okay? It's Tuesday. Just because Australia lives in the future doesn't mean the rest of us do, okay?
Yeah! Fire!
Yeah, drinks are on Mag. Let's go. We'll do it again. Cinco de Mayo time. Get your drinks out, baby. Let's go. And no poutine in this place tonight. That's right. No poutine in here tonight, okay? All right. This is all for my Mexican brothers and sisters. So anyways, I hurt myself working out, all right? There's a warm-up to the show before we even get started here. So I get the voice warmed up. So I hurt myself, and I don't know how. I know I did something. I do my cardio stuff. I sit on I was about to say ambidextrous because I saw his name in the chat. For God's sake. Recumbent bike, right? I do the recumbent bike because it's easy. Listen, man, I'm 51 years old. It's easier on the knees. I used to run. I used to do stand-up bike. I used to do treadmill and all that stuff. It's too hard on the knees. All right, and they say that after about 45 years old, you shouldn't be running anyway for the most part. So every once in a while, you'll see me reach back and grab my neck, right? So anyways, I did all that kind of jazz, whatever. I did my recumbent bike, no problem, business as usual. And then I start my actual, my weightlifting. I do my chin-ups and all that kind of stuff. Chin-ups, no problem. I did all that, or not my chin-ups, I do pull-ups. I know there's a difference. Chin-ups is this way, pull-ups is this way. So I'm doing my pull-ups, doing my thing, everything's great, doing my weights. And then I start increasing my weights, and I'm increasing my weights, and I'm doing my thing, and I'm rocking and rolling and whatever else. And then I start doing my bench press, and I'm bench pressing about 180 pounds, and I'm doing that, and I'm rocking that. And then now that I'm done doing the bench press, and I'm doing about 180 pounds on that thing, and I'm doing like multiple reps and all that, well, now I come out of this thing, and I'm totally jacked, right? I'm just like, that's my secret cap. I'm always angry, right? So I'm ready to rock. So what do? I start doing curls and stuff, right, with dumbbells, right? And the only dumbbell here is me, by the way. I'd like to point that out. So anyways, I start doing the curls with the dumbbells, whatever, and I increase the weight size, right? And I increase the weight size to about 50 pounds. And, yeah, I think that's what did it. Whatever, Sergeant Essential, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. So Matt Rush benches 205. Let's go, baby. That's what I'm talking about. And so anyways, I hurt myself. And so I didn't feel it that night, obviously, because I was totally jacked or whatever. I was ready to rock. And then, I was partying that night. Everything was great, whatever. Woke up the next day effed up. Like, I'm talking bad. Like, I'm like the emperor. Like, I'm just like,
That is a great disturbance.
you know what I mean? I'm just like, ugh.
I have felt it.
You know what I mean?
It is unavoidable. It is your destiny.
Now, I have cervicogenic vertigo. So here's the problem. Cervicogenic vertigo, I have stage 4 arthritis in my neck. Four vertebrae in my neck, I have stage 4 arthritis. So what happens is I start doing my, whenever I agitate it or whatever, I start getting dizzy and stuff, right? Sunday, I was a write-off. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't stand. I couldn't walk. I would walk around. I got dizzy. I was like holding onto the walls. And if I squatted down and then stood up, I almost like blacked out. And I'm like, oh my God. And so like, yeah, I've been messed up for like a couple days now, right? So, yeah. Anyways, enough of that nonsense, okay? But we're going to be talking about something after the show is over tonight. Something important I wanted to discuss. But it's not gaming related, so we'll talk about that a little bit later, okay? But either way, we got some things to talk about. Now, first things first, let's talk about some games. Again, what we've been playing, what we've been doing. I currently have, folks, 1 trophy left for the platinum for Pragmata. All right? 1 trophy left. Now, don't congratulate me just yet, because A, I didn't get the platinum, and B, I'm not sure I can actually do it. So the last trophy is that I have on the list is to play the game in lunatic mode, okay? And I'm like, And then I go in and I find out that you can't, very much like Resident Evil, like, Resident Evil, you can go in, you can play like lunatic mode or whatever, and you're doing all that kind of stuff, and you're playing lunatic mode, and you're like, okay, well, when you're playing Resident Evil, and then you build up each run so that you get like infinite ammo, you get like better weapons, you get like all this different kind of stuff, right? Anyways, as you're doing all that, then you go to the harder difficulties, right? Well, Clock Rocket, I am not dying. Not yet. So anyways, you're right. So now with Pragmata, here's the bigger problem. With Pragmata, you can't do that. You actually have to play the full game with nothing carried over. It is a nightmare. Exactly, Jay Silver's got it right. There's no New Game Plus for Lunatic. It is unreal. It is hell. So I started playing it. And let me tell you, I can't get past the first boss. I can't do it. I can't get past the first boss. I tried over and over and over again, and it is so hard. And now I'm depressed.
Yeah!
I'm depressed because I'm not really sure that I can actually get this thing done. So now I'm just like, I don't think I could do this. And so, like, I put it down for a while. Now, here's a part I'm not supposed to tell you guys, okay? What I'm secretly waiting for, I'm secretly waiting for Capcom, because a lot of people apparently are complaining about it. So, like, I looked on Reddit and stuff like that, and people are bitching about it, and they're like, hey, man, this is really hard. We can't do this, which is kind of like an us problem, whatever. You could always say get good or all that kind of jazz, whatever. And then, yeah, exactly. Funky Playbox pretty much nailed it. He says when the fun stops, stop. But, I mean, I got that 1 trophy left for that platinum. And, I mean, that's hard for, like, someone with OCD to just sit back and, like, not get. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of difficult to do that. So I'm just like, I don't know, man. So anyways, a lot of people are like, why the hell did they do this for all the other Capcom games, but they don't do this for Pragmata? Because like I said, Resident Evil, like even I just got the platinum for Requiem, no problem, right? And what happens is, like I said, you finish whatever, you do another run, you can do it on casual, be like, oh, only use a knife and no healing or whatever. And then you could do another run of this, and you could do another run of that, different parameters, and then that'll give you like, the next one you get unlimited ammo, you get unlimited handgun, unlimited machine gun, you unlock new, like whatever, weapons, a Tommy gun or something like that, unlimited chainsaw, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And then you go back and do those harder ones. Well, Pragmata says, nope, you can't do any of that. So all that work, 23, 24 hours, whatever the hell it was. And yeah, I'm talking about Pragmata there, CBD. CDB, excuse me, CBD. I'm thinking CBD like CBD oil. I could probably use some of that for my neck right now. Anyways, yeah, I was talking about Pragmata. So anyhow, so that you carry over nothing. So I spent all this time building up the character, and this is what I think this is what pisses people off right now, is that you build up your character, you unlock all this stuff, you get all the 3D prints of all the guns and all the whatevers and this and that and all that jazz, and then what ends up happening is, what for? What for? You know what I mean? What for? What am I doing all this for? I built up my whole character. Leveling up the suit, the hacking, and of course my primary weapon on top of like all of the different the mods and everything else, and of course all the power-ups for when you're doing like the hacking and all that jazz. And then on top of all that, and then you get it, and then you're like, yay, I got everything, and I got all the weapons 3D printed. I've leveled them up, spending all the money, what are they called, Lucinites or whatever the hell it's called, Luminites or whatever. And so anyways, you do all of that stuff, and then what ends up happening? Nothing. Then you have to go play this whole other mode and nothing carries over. I'm like, so what did I put all this work in for? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's ridiculous. So a lot of people are complaining. So I have this distinct feeling. Okay. This is where the scumbag mag comes out, folks. Is that I'm waiting for an update because I have a feeling they're going to add Lunatic mode to New Game Plus. Which is fine. Don't change the difficulty. You can keep the difficulty. All right? You can keep the difficulty, keep it whatever, but let me carry over everything I worked so hard for and then make it a little more pleasant, I guess. Because I can tell you right now, guys, I have mastered that game, but I can't get past that first boss. It's ridiculous. And I know guys who finished it. There's guys who finished the game and they're like, oh, I finished it. I'm like, okay, well, good for you, bro, but I can't do that. I'm not as good as you, I guess. Maybe I'm getting old. I don't know. But anyways, whatever. This kind of pissing me off a little bit. So anyways, Pragmata's now been pushed to the back burner. The forefront now is Saros. And I'm just, dude, that game is just so much fun. I said it last night on XNC. I don't think it's going to win Game of the Year. I'm not. I think it might get nommed, but maybe not because the narrative is not great. Like the story's not really all that great. It's okay, but it's not great. I really don't know what the hell's going on. I think the dude's wife is missing or something. I don't know, his girlfriend or his wife. And they're on a planet where the eclipse makes everybody insane, and they all I'm just whatever, man. I don't give a shit. You know what I want to do? I just want to go in there, do the runs, shoot the enemies, upgrade my weapons, upgrade my character, do all this kind of stuff, have a lot of fun, and blah, 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 and go in there and just have a blast. Because it is such a beautiful, arcade shooter, whatever the hell you want to call it, Metroidvania, blah, 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 blah. So it is awesome. I just can't stop playing it. But I will tell you this. It may not win Game of the Year, but I think so far, unless something else comes out that's absolutely going to blow it away. Art direction, without question. I think it's going to win art direction. I mean, the particle effects, all the little, whatever, the bullet balls and all the energy orbs and stuff that explode, the particle effects of when you blow up enemies and everything else, and the environment, the graphics, absolutely stunning. Chef's kiss. The other thing, which is actually quite surprising, is oh, by the way, you guys enjoy my my popsicle cup from last night. It's back again for another night. The sound design is stellar. The sound design is perfect. It's just so good. It's just every ounce of that game in terms of its art direction and sound is amazing. So yeah, I'm all for it, man. It's really, really a lot of fun. Now, the other thing is I want to get the platinum on that game before Forza Horizon comes out, because we got Forza Horizon coming in a couple of weeks, and then literally 2 days later, I think it is Lego Batman, which we will be playing on this channel, ladies and gentlemen. Day one, right here on this channel, we will be doing all of that. And then 4 days after that, unbelievably, is 007, which we will also be playing on this channel as well. However, that being said, I did promise we are going to finish Pragmata, and the final stream is get Diana to Earth. That's the plan, and we will finish that stream. So I put it on the back burner personally, but I've still got to finish the game on the stream because, I got to finish the games all the way through. Now, before we get into other topics, I got to get out the Kung Fu Hot Dog comes in and drops a $20.99 super chat. Thank you so much. That's British pupper money, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Let's go. That's it. That's what I'm talking about. And he unlocks a rare achievement. Thank you so much, Kung Fu Hot Dog. You're an amazing person. Love you, brother. And he says, for 21 pounds. He says, Magalicious, how many times do you hit the gym a week and what's your pre-post workout meal? In the gym, I rock out to the soundtrack of... Oh, dude, don't even get me started. He goes, I rock out to the soundtrack of Rocky IV, Van Halen, Bloodsport, etc. 343 sucks, which is why the OG Halo games get remade. Yes. Okay, so funny you say that about the workout. I just eat like whatever I normally eat, all that kind of stuff. And then while I'm working out, when I'm on the bike, I tend to, like, so first of all, I don't go to the gym. I have a gym in my house. So what I did is that during the pandemic, I said this before, during the pandemic, what I did is that the gyms were closed. And of course they stopped taking money from us, right? For the, the monthly, whatever. The hell's it called? Why can't I even think of it? Subscription. So, your monthly sub to like the gym or whatever, right? Membership, whatever. So what I did, my wife and I said, well, instead of spending the money at the gym, which we can no longer use, why don't we just take that exact amount of money and just start putting it away and start buying stuff for the house? So we did. And it took like 5 years. No kidding. It took 5 years of just doing all of that, and we bought all kinds of equipment here, and then we have a spare bedroom in the basement, which used to be a guest room. Now we turned it, and it's a big room, and now we turned it into a full gym in there. We put a TV on the wall. We got special lights with fans built into them, not like propeller fans, like just like blow fans that go down, and like all kinds of cool stuff in there, all the equipment that we need. And so yeah, I do it there. So I do it in the house, do it in the basement, whatever. Now, what I listen to when I'm on the recumbent bike, I get bored listening to music. Okay. Just because I'm sitting there and I'm just staring at the screen, right? And I'm just like, whatever. So what I do is I watch a movie. Okay. So I put a movie on or a TV show. I watch one episode every single time I sit down and work out of whatever show. I don't watch it outside of there. So it gets me excited. I'm like, ooh, I want to see what happens next. So the next day it gives me motivation to get back on the bike and watch the next episode of whatever I'm watching. So I do that. Now, sometimes I watch a movie. Right now I'm halfway through The Accountant 2, which is a lot of fun, by the way. No spoilers, because I haven't seen the ending. I'm only halfway through. I watched the first Accountant. Now I'm halfway through. So what I do is, like, sometimes a movie like that will take 3 workouts, right? So I'll watch the 40 minutes or whatever it is. And then when I'm done the 40 minutes, I turn it off. I don't finish it upstairs. I don't do none of that. I come down and I watch the next 40 minutes for the next workout. And I've done 2 of those already. So I've got 40 minutes left in that movie, almost exactly. I think I got 43 minutes left. So that's what I do, Kung Fu Hot Dog. And when I'm done that, though, when I get up off that bike, TV goes off, then I turn the tunes on. Then the tunes I put on, I listen to, of all things, the Rocky IV soundtrack. It is the best workout music ever. The best ever. So I hope that answers your question. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you. And we've got Meat Puppet coming in, dropping a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Meat Puppet. That's what's up. Let's go. All right, we're starting off hot and heavy. Let's go. And Meat Puppet says for $5 US. He says, so Mag, so you're saying it's as hard as Call of Duty 2 veteran mode? Oh, dude, it's pretty much up there, man. It's pretty much up there. It's pretty much up there. Yeah. What's up, everybody? What's up, Verge? How you doing? LFL's in the house. Aero Nation, Grumpy Old Fart. Ion Storm's in the house. Yes, everybody. There's so many names in here. It's going to be hard to say everybody's name right now. Of course, I said CDB, but of course I call him CBD because I'm thinking of the CBD oil I need to rub on my neck when I'm done. STO, how are you? Dumbmobile, Jay Silver, I already said hi to you. Cyber Gunter, Eternal Shaddai. Eternal Shaddai, what's up, buddy? Let's go. Cinco de Mayo time. All right. So, here's the story. Let's get into the next topic. We kind of talked about a topic. We'll call that the games topic, okay? It's just an intro, all right? 20-minute intro. There we go. Just Q95. How you doing, buddy? The Sousa's in the house. No, I got to get back to Mouse PI as well, Sousa. I just, God, you guys know how this year's been going so far, man. It's just like the biggest first world problems of all time that we have so many bloody games we don't even know what to do with it. Chava, J-Dog, how are you? To both of you? That was 2 different people, by the way. So, I know we got a big topic to talk about tonight, and we're going to talk about it, but I want to address the one thing very quickly. It's just going to be a very quick thing. We're just going to talk very briefly about Halo, okay? And the Halo situation. So now, the Halo situation, funny enough, and I know I got some grief about it on Twitter or whatever from some people, but whatever, it's fine. But I talked about it a year more. It's more. It's almost a year and a half, like a year and a couple of months. Let's say 14 months. About 14 months ago, I had heard from what was going on inside Xbox and inside 343 Halo Studios, whatever the hell you want to call them. It's literally just the same thing. They just changed the Scooby-Doo mask, right? And anyhow, I heard then that they said, well, it's not just going to be Halo 1 that they're remaking. They're also talking about 2 and 3, and they're going to start early work on that. However, they were going to wait to see what the response is on how Halo Combat or Campaign Evolved does, right? So, there you go, Creed. What's up, Creed? What's up, Paper Champion? Better get that bad look off your face. Joe Dunmore's in the house. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Jardel, how you doing, buddy? Anyway, Creed is saying in the chat, he goes, because of you, I'm playing Pragmata. Thank you, Meg. Hey, man, no problem. I do my best. So anyhow, they said that it's all going to be dependent on the popularity of Campaign Evolved. And then on top of all that, they said, at that time, they said, yes, it will be going to PS5, as well as, obviously, the Xbox Series consoles and PC. So I'm like, all right, that's cool. And then I kind of talked about it on XNC. I did a video about it. It was like a 5-minute video. It wasn't like a big thing. So I did like a 5-minute, Magnum fake news. So I did that. I talked about it. And then, you know what? Honestly, I completely forgot about it. And then when they started talking about Campaign Evolved, I still didn't even really think about 2 and 3, even though we reported that way back in early 25, right? And then all of a sudden, Rebs Gaming, who's is a very reliable Halo leaker, just, 2 days ago, I think it was? I think it was a Sunday or Monday morning, whatever the hell it was. And then he started talking about it. And then he says, oh, yes, and in fact, they are working on Halo 2 and 3 Remake. And I'm like, oh, see, there you go, folks. There you go. So, like, but the thing is, I'm not one of those guys. You know what I mean? Hey, Pushing Polygons, how you doing, brother? I don't want to be one of those guys that'd be like, I said it first. Like, I'm not going to do that. Like, unless somebody asks me, and they'd be like, Mag, didn't you talk about this like a year ago? I'll be like, yeah, I did, and whatever. But I'm not going to be that guy, like I'm looking for attention. Like, look at me over here. I'm the guy who said it. But it is nice, actually, once in a while, when people who actually do recognize that I did talk about it, they're like, hey, Mag talked about this with Colt or whatever, like a year ago or something. It's actually funny that people remember that stuff, so kind of cool. Now, the thing is, very similar to what happened with the Gears of War Reloaded situation. They're going to wait for the financials to come back. So now, that being said, I'm not sure that we're going to get a Gears 2 and 3 anymore. I'm really not sure anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because they weren't stellar. It didn't do well on Xbox. It didn't do great on PlayStation either. It didn't do well on PC. But I mean, come on. I mean, the thing is, even PlayStation players have all played Gears at one point or another. You know what I'm saying? So like what did you expect? It's the same with Halo, though. Like, you can have the most diehard PlayStation guys out there with their PS5s and their Pros and taking pictures and doing whatever the hell they're doing, you know, like, and you know what I mean? Like, hardcore ponies with it, you know? Like me, of course. So, like, you know what I mean? And so, like, you get all that. They've all played Halo too. They've played Gears of War. They've played Halo. Most of those PlayStation guys used to be 360 guys until Microsoft decided to fuck the dog with the Xbox One and the Series X consoles, and everybody was like, yeah, dude, we're just going to leave. And a lot of people left. But a lot of those PlayStation guys used to be Xbox guys, 360 guys, OG Xbox guys. They've played those games, bruh. However, I think the difference with Halo is that Halo is going to be a situation, because I think there's a novelty involved, that it's because it's such a massive pillar in the Xbox camp and community, and like certainly the lore and the history of Xbox, is that to be able to turn on your PlayStation 5 and your PS5 Pro and being able to play Halo, I think there's going to be something to that, right? And and then, of course, like I said, you go to the Sony front page, maybe not now, but it was at one point. They probably have Soros up there now. at one point, you went to the main Sony page for the PlayStation Store, like on the desktop version or whatever, and there was Master Chief plastered right on the front page, right? So they were really pushing hard for it. So I think Halo's going to do well. Now, that being the case, again, it's going to be one of those situations where it's all going to be about how well Campaign Evolved does before they move into Halo 2 and 3. If they do that, then you're talking turkey. You know what I'm saying? Then they're going to be like, all right, make it happen because, you know, they've got other projects in the work. They got another mainline Halo coming. I know I saw someone in the chat saying, I want Halo 7. Yeah, it's going to be coming, but it ain't coming anytime soon. It ain't coming this year. It ain't coming next year. So it could be 28 and beyond. Who the hell knows? I know that they got a side shoot project working on as well, and that's going to take a number of years. So maybe this might be the option to be like, listen, man, in between all this, we better start pumping out these Halo 2 remake, which is by far, I think, the most superior game out of the trilogy. Just my opinion. And you know what I mean? And so you get all that, and then they could do that and start filling in the blanks, so to speak, just like Capcom does with Resident Evil. Because you know people are thirsting for Resident Evil continuously, and that being the case, they put in remakes in between the mainline games to keep people, you know, not only just locked in, but also to, you know, keep people engaged and to keep it in the zeitgeist that, you know, Resident Evil's like, Resident Evil's the shit, man. We got to keep doing this. So, yeah, there's a lot of that. So we're going to have to see what's going on with that. But anyways, either way, that's the word. But again, we're waiting for financials. That's going to be a while. So you're not going to hear about it probably until midsummer, late summer, actually, excuse me, because it's not coming out in June. Apparently, it's coming out late July. I think it's a bit of a mistake. I think they should honestly just launch it somewhere in the vicinity of or just after the summer showcase. I think like you ride high off the showcase, everything's good, everybody's grooving, you know, everybody's having a good time, this and that. You leave on a high note, and then you announce the Halo release, which they're going to announce at the showcase anyway. But I think it would have more impact if they say, hey man, let's launch it like 2 weeks after. But the problem with that as well is that you're not giving PlayStation enough time to have marketing as well, because you know, if you do it at the summer showcase and say it's coming out July 28th, then you can ramp up the marketing. You've got 6 weeks. Maybe even 7 weeks, right? If it's July 28th, like it's predicted. So there's a lot of that. So that's a good thing. So either way, we're going to find out probably, my guess is in the fall, but we shall find out. So that's all the Halo news I got for now. But like I said, it's not the only thing they're working on. They've got 2 and 3 sort of in the chamber, but they're not ready to fire that gun just yet. They're just holding off. They're waiting to see the whites of the eyes of the British coming. You know what I mean? They're going to wait and see how Campaign Evolved ends up. You know, it's all about the metrics, it's all about the dollars, all about the cents, right? So we shall see. And then, like I said, they're still working on a mainline Halo game, and they're working on an offshoot as well. So there's a lot going on, man. There's a lot going on. And we got Clock Rocket coming in, dropping a $5 super chat. Let's go, Clock Rocket. And what is he? Thank you, Clock Rocket. Appreciate you, brother. And he says for $5 US, he says, listen to the MAGGCAST. Oh, wait a minute. What is that you say? Just finished some tacos? Let's go, Cinco de Mayo! All right, rock and roll, baby, let's go.
Oh no, gringue.
All right, thank you, Clock Rocket. Man, as soon as you said tacos, it's got to come out, right? Okay. So he says, I just finished some tacos, drinking Boom Boom Rum and Coke Zero, beautiful, playing AC Black Flag. Oh, you're playing the original. Right. Trying to get your beak wet before the remake comes out. Resynced comes out. I'm so looking forward to that. And he says, life is good. I'm ready for the news, man. Well, let's go, baby. Thank you so much, Clock Rocket. And hot off the heels of that, we've got my brother, the man who has faced death and told it to F off. We've got Seth Monsters! And he comes in and drops a $20 super chat. Let's go, Seth Monsters. Thank you so much, brother. And I'm glad you're doing well, man. He goes, hey, Mag, my dog has no nose. How does he smell? Wonderful. What am I even talking about? I think he's still high on whatever painkillers they gave him. He goes, sorry I'm scattered. I better gift a maggot. Crimson Desert, ladies and gentlemen, has been gifted in the chat. Unbelievable. Get it, you wild pack of Marlboro Lights? Who? Whatever. Let's go. Seth Monsters has just dropped a code for Crimson Desert, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all got to get it. Y'all got to get it. So let me know who got it. Let me know who got it in the chat. Seth Monsters, thank you so much, brother. You've been so incredibly generous with the channel. It's been absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Yeah, let me know who got the code, man. Let me know who got the code. And then, of course, make sure you thank Seth Monsters for that. And thank you, Seth Monsters, for that $20 super chat to even say so. Daniel McCarthy, how you doing, buddy? Sniper, what's up? Yes. Hey, Mr. Little Evil, I didn't say hi to you yet. Yes, I'm saying hi to you now, my friend. Highlander Grim, how are you? RT Reviews in the house. Grumpy Old Fart, did I even say hi to you yet? I'm not even sure. Yeah, there it is. Jay Silver. Crimson Desert, go, 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 go. Come on, man. Free codes in this chat. This is how we run over here, maybe. This is how we run over here. So anyways, that's a Halo talk. Not really much to say. One thing I was going to say, for sure, I just wanted to basically reiterate what we already knew. Now, that being the case, we got to talk about something else. Okay, it came up last night just briefly, but it came up again, and it always creeps up whenever a big topic comes out. And it's crunch. Infernal Earth, how's it going, buddy? It's the whole crunch thing. Now, the whole crunch thing, it came out again because of GTA 6, right? And it always seems to be whenever there's like a Naughty Dog game or like a big third-party game like a GTA 6 or whatever, there's always the stories coming out about crunch. We know. We get it. We know how it works, whatever. And, I did. So, yeah. So, like, we know how it all works. Now, a lot of stories are coming out, and I was talking about this last night very briefly. I'm going to sort of expand on it a little bit. They're talking about India. And they were talking about India and the crunch that's going on over there because there's a support studio that's working with them for GTA 6, right? So that being the case, that was a whole story. Now, a bunch of people from India actually came out and says, well, actually, it's not really Rockstar that's pushing us or whatever. It's the culture over here. And, of course, a lot of people don't know that. I do, because here in Ontario, Canada, we have one of the largest Indian populations on the planet outside of India, right? So I'm surrounded by Indian people all the time. We always talk. They always tell me stuff, what's going on or whatever. And one of the things that they talked about, that they said over there, because there's literally 1.4 billion people over there, what ends up happening is that a lot of people only sleep like 2 or 3 hours a day. Like, how insane is that? And they say that's fairly regular. And I'm like, well, why? I mean, like it says most people have multiple jobs. And the other thing is, on top of all that, is that if you don't overperform over there. Now, I'm not speaking for the whole country, but these are the people that I've talked to. And then, funny enough, in some of the articles that did show up about this exact same subject, that's exactly what they said. They said exactly what the guys that I talked to said. And they're saying, if you don't overperform, there's like 1,000 people standing behind you waiting to take your job. What's up, Fonz? How's it going, buddy? Ladies and gentlemen, we got Fonz in the house. Let's go. So that's a thing. So they're saying, yeah, if you don't overperform, or if you want to go home early, or you want to just work a 40-hour week or this and that, they said there's 1,000 people standing behind you that are willing to work 80 hours a week or 90 hours a week or whatever, right? And yeah, so that's a thing. So what ends up happening is they're working. So now the stories are coming out that this support team is like working till like 3 o'clock in the morning, from like 6 in the morning till 3 in the morning, like crazy insane hours to get this game done. Right. And I'm just like, holy crap. So now, this is going on, and now people are freaking out. They're all like, oh, Rockstar, a bunch of slave drivers and this and that. And I'm like, well, you know what? Here's the thing when it comes to crunch. This is the way I look at it. My personal feeling is that no one can really see. There's so much pressure, though. Here's the crazy thing. There's so much pressure. Geppetto, did I say hi to you yet? I'm not even sure I said hi to you. There's a guy in the chat. Sorry, I got totally distracted. There's a guy in the chat that says his name is PS5 Blows. That's a really funny name. I'm just gonna say it. Here, there you go. What's up, Neil B? How you doing, buddy? Yes, and you're looking at the biggest pony right here, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this guy right here. Anyways, in all seriousness, here's the thing when it comes to this whole crunch situation. You get pressure from all sides when you're working for a company, okay? And the pressure comes from the executives and, of course, the investors and the stockholders. And they're like, we need to get this game out by this quarter because otherwise it's going to affect the stock and this and that, whatever, right? So then that pressure goes down to the management, goes to the ownership, then the ownership goes down to the management, and the management down to the actual developers, the workers, the middle management, all that kind of stuff, right? The art directors, everything. So they're getting that pressure from there, like, you guys have to release this at this time. No exceptions, November 19th. Right? Whatever. In the case of GTA 6 specifically. Now, you get the pressure from the peers. Because if your peers are like doing 12-hour days, 14-hour days, whatever the hell it is, whatever, you know what I mean? And they're doing all that jazz, and then they're like, look at this guy. We're busting our ass over here trying to get all this extra work done because we're trying to make this deadline, and here's this guy going home at 3 o'clock every day, and we're staying here till 6 or 7. And so that's an issue as well, right? Because then all of a sudden now your peers start talking behind your back, this and that. It makes you look bad, even though you have every right to do so, but it makes you look bad, right? I mean, just maybe even in your own head. Or whatever. Maybe people don't care. I don't know. But the thing is, trust me, I worked in corporate settings. I worked in restaurant settings. If anybody left early, everybody talks shit about you. That was just the way, that's the way it was. And I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that's what happens. So that being the case, you know what I mean? So now you're getting pressure from your peers. And then the other pressure that people face is from us. And what I mean by us, I mean, the fans, the consumers, whatever. Why isn't this game ready? What's taking so long? What's this and what's that? Why am I not getting this? And why is this broken? And why did this game come out like this? And what, you know what I mean? And so it's a tough position to be put in. So I feel that a lot of people feel that they really have no choice but to stay in that position and sort of, be part of that culture or whatever else. Now, there's the other side of the coin where Colt mentioned it last night. It's kind of funny. Not funny, but like it's still a story. And the other story is that, there are a lot of other businesses out there that do crunch continuously. I mentioned it last night, for example, being a chef for 30 years. Okay? When you work in the restaurant business, from basically Halloween all the way to New Year's Day, you forget it. No social life. Don't even bother thinking about your family. You're never going to see them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're never going to have time off. No weekends, no nothing. And that's the way it goes. Because why? Because as soon as Halloween is over, literally the next day, the corporate Christmas parties start. And that's where the restaurant makes all their money for the whole year. It's these corporate Christmas parties, right? 30 people, 40 people, 60 people, 70 people, 50 people, whatever. And they're doing all that kind of stuff. And as a result of all that, you're working day and night. You're working 7 days a week, 12 hours a day, 14 hours a day, literally no days off all the way for like 2.5 months straight. That's the way it goes. Or like 2 months, let's say. 2 months straight, no days off, no nothing. I used to see like chefs and, chefs and wait staff, bartenders, busboys. They would sleep in the booths. After the restaurant was closed, they would sleep, and then the kitchen guys, as soon as they finished working 12 hours, they'd start prepping for the next day. Because by the time you open the restaurant, you've already got the whole place is filled with all these corporate parties and lunch parties and this and that, whatever. And, everybody having fun except for you. And they would just stay and start prepping right after work. It'd be like 2 o'clock in the morning. They start busting out cans of tomatoes and making tomato sauce and doing this and making soup and, cutting steaks and whatever else. And so then they just sleep there. So all of a sudden you'd come in the next morning and you'd find it looked like a zombie apocalypse. It'd be like bodies all over the place of people just sleeping. They would get up, wash their face, brush their teeth, and they'd get right back to work. And then they would do that for 2 months. So like, have you ever heard anybody bitch about the kitchen staff except for the kitchen or for the people who actually work at the restaurant? No, because customers don't give a shit. Because customers are like, I just want to go there and eat my steak. I don't give a fuck if the guy like drops dead while he's working. They don't care. They don't care. Right? If your mechanic stays at, like, dude, I know lots of mechanics who like work way past their hours. Garage is closed. They got to catch up on cars. They're behind on cars. They got all these cars that have to get dealt with and have to be, done by the next day because they're coming to pick up their keys and this and that, whatever. There's guys working till like 9, 10, 11, sometimes even midnight, still working on cars. One of the guys will bring a case of beer, and they just start having some beers, listening to music, but they're still working on the cars and shit like that. I don't hear anybody complaining about that. Or you get electricians who finish their workday, and on the way home, they get 3 more house calls on the way home. And they're working overtime. There's all kinds of crunch going on with that stuff, too. When you're trying to finish a subdivision as a construction worker, plumbers, electricians, welders, like I said, restaurant business people, mechanics. Nobody bitches about that. But for some reason, we seem to single out the video game industry. I don't understand it. I really don't get it. There you go. RT Reviews just says in the chat, he goes, every job is crunch, just a sad fact of life and how the world is set up, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm not saying it's right. Let's not get this all twisted. I don't want to get our panties in a knot here. I'm not saying it's right, but it is unfortunately a reality. Ender Rising, how you doing, buddy? And what is he saying? He goes, I worked 12 hours a day. What is he? Oh, I worked 12 hours a day, 6 days a week as a doorman porter for 2 months. I had to sleep in the break room when I did 16 hours and go back to work. There you go. Did anybody write? Did Jason Schreier write articles for Ender Rising? Now, to be fair, Jason Schreier's job is to talk about the gaming industry, not to talk about, doormen and porters and chefs and whatever else. His job is the gaming industry, so of course he's going to talk about them. Nurses and doctors, Ghostbusters. First of all, how you doing? How you doing? And same thing, nurses and doctors. My friend is a doctor. We just call him Dr. Dave. That's his real name. But yeah, Dr. Dave. Sometimes he doesn't sleep for 72 hours. And if he has to work like a merge or whatever else, and he has to, the emergency ward unit, whatever, all that kind of shit, he might not sleep for 3 days. That's, you know what I mean? So when you see, you see it, Ender Rising, nobody gave a fuck. Yeah, exactly. So that's a problem, right? It's a problem everywhere. So the video game industry is not one to be singled out. Everybody's doing it. But, and the other thing is too, don't forget, they're getting time and a half. There is that. And on top of that, a lot of them are getting paid really, really well to begin with. So you have a choice. No one's nailing you to the desk, right? You can get up and leave and be like, listen, man, I'm not doing this or whatever else. Hey, Machine, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, Machine XP in the chat. He goes, nah, Jason is saving it for the big crunch, the book. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it, dude. Yeah, crunch the book. It's coming soon. He's going to talk about all the times he's hiding in the bushes outside of Naughty Dog waiting to pop out. It's like, how many hours did you work today? Right? So, yeah, it's pretty funny. G-Mania comes in, drops a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, G-Mania. Appreciate you, brother. And he says, for $5 Canadian dollaroonies, he says, I'm not even excited for GTA 6. I'm more excited for Forza Horizon and 007 First Light. Yes, 007 First Light is looking to be a hot-ass game, folks. All those previews, thank you so much, G-Mania. I appreciate you, brother. Let me tell you something. 007 is getting tons of praise. And I mean tons of praise. Tons of praise. And I didn't think of it at first. At first, I was just like, oh my God, what's going on here? I saw one previewer talk about it, and I'm like, oh wow, this is glowing. He's saying this is a Game of the Year right here, or Game of the Year nomination at least, right? So I'm like, all right. And then I watched another preview. They said the same thing. Then I watched another preview, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? It was like 5 previews in a row. And everybody was saying the same thing. Minor gripes here and there, but nothing serious. It was just like, oh, well, after you take down a body, you can't drag it and throw in a locker or whatever, like that kind of stuff. So I'm like, okay, that's not really the end of the world, I guess. But they're like, other than that, the game is like an absolute knockout. It's going to be a Game of the Year nomination kind of thing, which is funny because I actually didn't expect that. Not at all. I expected a good game. I expected a fun game, but I didn't think it was going to, it showed well, but it didn't show incredibly well the first couple times I saw it, right? This sounds like, it goes, tomorrow's X headline, Meg supports and encourages crunch. Yeah! Says, quit whining, babies. Yeah. Stop whining. Yeah, so you know what I mean? Anyways. So anyways, this 007 situation, yeah, everybody's talking about it, man. I can't wait. I can't wait to play it. And we're going to be, like I said, we're going to be playing it right here on this channel. We're going to be rocking and rolling. We're going to have a great time. It's going to be amazing. Dumbmobile, did I say hi to you yet? I'm not even sure if I did. But I'm saying hi to you now. But either way, that's all we're going to talk about. Like I said, quick fire subjects tonight, folks, because we talked about Halo, we talked about Crunch. Shall we get into the big news? Should we just do it? Should we just do it? Should we just break into the big news? Should we just do it? I mean, why not, right? Let's get into the big news. Let me write down a timestamp for this, folks. We're at 47 minutes. We'll call it 47 minutes. Asha change. That's what we're going to call it. I can't type while I'm doing it because if I start typing, I'm starting looking like this, and I start squinting my eyes, and I look ridiculous. Yeah, Lego Batman's gonna be awesome, baby. Spare eyebrows, how you doing, buddy? Nightwolf's in the house.
Nightwolf wins. Fatality.
Yes, yeah. Everybody's saying do it. I gotta do it again for Nightwolf.
Nightwolf wins. Fatality.
There we go, Nightwolf. Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, all right, let's talk about it. Okay, so folks, I did a video about it. I don't know how many people watched it because I just launched it like 2 hours before the show. I didn't expect news to drop. I was like sitting on the couch and I'm just like, all right, I was actually looking up something food related for my new cooking video that I'm going to be working on later this week. And so I'm like looking at the thing and all of a sudden my phone is just lighting the frig up. And I'm going, what the hell's going on? And then I find out. Asha has gone mad, ladies and gentlemen. She's gone crazy. A whole bunch of stuff happened. So what happened is she has changed pretty much the entire leadership that was working under Sarah Bond. So it was absolutely insane. I didn't expect any of that. Now the thing is, she overhauled pretty much almost the entire Xbox leadership. The only thing that she did not overhaul was Jason Ronald. In fact, Jason Ronald got a promotion, and now he's... this is actually a funny title. He doesn't actually have an official title here, folks. The title is, or at least whatever, he's accountable for Helix and future Xbox platforms or whatever, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, oh. But I love the way it was said. It was said he's accountable. So I'm like, what? So if it fails, he's done? You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, oh, I'm not sure I want that title. I don't want to be accountable for anything. Just let me do my job. But anyways, yeah. So he's basically moved up to like a Mark Cerny kind of vibe, right? So he's basically now. I mean, he always was the Mark Cerny of Xbox. You know what I mean? That's what he was doing anyway, to be fair. But now he's basically getting an official title. However, as of showtime tonight, he does not actually have the official title. Exactly, Fuzzy Tomato. It's not surprising at all to anybody. You know what I mean? So anyways, the reason why this Xbox leadership change was important, not important, I mean, I'm just saying like it was important news. Sorry, by the way, if anybody's joining me now, I hurt myself working out, lifting weights, and that happens to me like twice a year. So if you see me constantly grabbing my neck, or if I'm like putting my hand on my head or whatever else, is because I have arthritis in my neck. And so when I do my weightlifting and stuff like that, that gets super agitated. So my shoulder, my neck are just fucked. And so I'm in a lot of pain. Yeah, exactly. RT Reviews nailed it. He goes, no pressure, Jason, but if this doesn't work out, you're the scapegoat, accountable. Yeah, that's why I was laughing. That's when I was laughing, because it says accountable for Xbox Helix and whatever else, right? So anyways, here's the quote from Asha. This is the tweet that she sent out, okay, just a little while ago. And she says here, and I quote, Xbox needs to move faster, deepen our connection with it. Oh my God, for 1 second I thought she says Xbox needs to move faster and deeper. And I was like, pause, lady, calm down over there. What's going on over there? Creed, I lift about 100. I bench press about 180 pounds, give or take. Like, I mean, I have lower ones, but like that's like my max. I do 180 pounds. But I hurt myself doing something. Funky Playbox. He says you're hurt from carrying XNC. Oh.
Do not come.
Oh, no. I hope Colt is listening to that.
Do not come.
He's going to get a good laugh out of that.
I'm going to come.
There you go. Sorry, I got distracted, folks. I got distracted. Okay, so here's the story. So this is what she says. She says, Xbox needs to move faster, deepen our connection with the community, and address friction for both players and developers. Today, we promoted leaders who helped build Xbox while also bringing in leaders? I think you only promoted one, but okay. While also bringing in new voices to help push us forward. This balance is important as we get the business back on track. As part of this shift, you'll see us begin to retire features. This is interesting. Retire features that don't align with where we're headed. We will begin winding down. Oh my goodness, folks. Listen to this. Now, here's the interesting thing. Now, let's not break out the ticker tape just yet because I've got a counter argument to this, okay? I continue. We will begin winding down Copilot on mobile and will stop development of Copilot on console. Okay, that's a W. That's a W. Hey, Maven, how you doing, bud? That's a W. Noisy Mofo, how are you? Let me repeat that last one again. We will begin winding down Copilot on mobile and will stop development of Copilot on console. So the funny thing is about that is, and I think I told you guys, I heard it about a month ago. Two Xbox folks moved up. Oh, I did not know that. Is that about a month ago, one of the prototypes for the new controller had a Copilot button built into it. Now, again, when they look at prototypes, there's like 30 of them, right? It's not like they have like one and they're like, yep, here's your controller, but piss off. No, they give you like a whole table full of different prototypes and like, all right, let's narrow them down, right? And then they narrow it down from like 30 to 25 to 20 to 15 to 10 to 5 and then to the final product, right? That's how they work. And so one of the prototypes, because I know someone who was in the room, he said one of the many prototypes that they had that they're working on had a Copilot button. Well, guess what? I guess that ain't happening anymore. Ain't no Copilot button because she said that they're stopping development of Copilot on the console. Great, right? So, okay, that's fine, whatever. They're not doing any of that stuff. So they're going to keep it simple, sounds like, right? No integration of Copilot into the console, PC, hybrid, high helix, Xbox, whatever the hell you want to call it, right? So there's that. Now, here's the interesting part. Okay, that's what she said. Now, this is where I want to talk about where this raises a few eyebrows.
Welcome to hell.
The first thing I want to look at is the team that she's hired. Okay, we got Jared Palmer. He's the former VP of Core AI, and he joins now as the VP of Engineering. We got Tim Allen. No, not Buzz Lightyear, not Home Improvement, Tim Allen. He's the former Core AI VP of Design. He joins as lead design for Xbox. Jonathan McKay, former Core AI, head of growth, joins to lead Xbox growth, data platform, and analytics. And Evan Chaki, former Core AI general manager, joins to simplify dev and improving how Xbox operates. Okay. So is anybody sensing a pattern here? Right? So there's a pattern there. Okay, and the pattern is you've got 4 people who have left Core AI and are now on Xbox. And now they're not putting the Copilot into the integration of the console. She said they stopped development of it. And I'm like, okay, cool, whatever, great. However, you now have the 5 heads of the Xbox department are all from Core AI. So this opens up a whole other can of worms, folks. What does this mean? Does this mean that AI is slowing down? I don't believe that. The thing is, what people have to understand is that when they associate AI, they associate with the shit they see on Instagram, right? That's not the AI they're talking about. There are AI integration programs that are working behind the scenes, running. Look at YouTube, for example. YouTube is not even run. I mean, there are humans that work at YouTube, not many, but the humans that work at YouTube, it's AI is running YouTube, and that's why that whole demonetization thing has been going on for the last 2 weeks. Y'all see that? You guys see that shit go down? There's like a whole bunch of big channels all got demonetized, lost all this money and whatever else because the AI decided that they were disingenuous or whatever. There's all these different terms that they had for it. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? That's the AI that they're investing in. They're not investing in the AI that so we can watch Will Smith eat spaghetti and, you know, or whatever, right? Or see the guy with the laughing hyena in his passenger seat. That slop is just slop. But the actual AI that's running these companies, that's the one they're investing in, and that's the one you are not going to see. Unless, of course, you're working with these companies and directly with that technology. So that is the key. So now, the thing is, there are rumors that there are going to be, I mean, there's been rumors all year that there were going to be layoffs in different departments at Xbox, or not Xbox, at Microsoft, Xbox being one of them. Nothing's happened just yet. However, they say, you know, I'm still hearing that it may still be coming and all that kind of jazz. So now there's a theory out there. Here's one of many theories we're going to talk about tonight. The one theory is going to talk about is that, is it possible that in order to cut costs and save money and whatever else, the AI division is going to be shaved down because the AI is basically kind of running its own thing at this point. I mean, like I said, AI is practically running YouTube on its own with very little human interference. So now, once they got their AI sort of taken off at this point and doing what it has to do and all that jazz, does that mean now that those leaders are no longer needed? Now you just need a couple of maintenance guys to make sure, you know, just kind of keep an eye on the monitors or whatever else, right? Just to see what's going on. And so maybe she saw that coming and she's like, listen, man, I'm going to save these guys from losing their jobs or whatever. I'm going to carry them over or bring them over to Xbox. Now, that's just one theory I heard. I'm not saying that that's what happened. I'm just saying that that's one theory I heard. Now, the other theory is, and this one's a little bit more plausible, is that they needed to change. Let's face it, they needed to change. Like, a lot of those people were there for like 20 years. One was there for like 24 years. One was there for 15 years, whatever. All veterans of the industry, and that's great. And of course, obviously, you want people that have experience in the industry. Great. However, look at what's been happening to Xbox since the Xbox One. It's been steadily declining since the end of the 360 generation. They've been making money and doing fine. I'm not saying they're doing bad, but they've been steadily going down. You can't not notice that. If you can't, you're blind. You're not paying attention, right? And so those people have been there during those two generations and just watching this steady decline of the ecosystem, the product, whatever, of the fan interest, all that stuff. Right? So maybe it's time to just say, you know what, man, give everybody a very generous retirement package, something that they'll never come back with. They can go buy their cottage or whatever. They probably own cottages already. And you know what I mean? And just retire and just enjoy whatever. A lot of them are actually coming back as advisors, that kind of stuff, and they will continue to do so. Fine. Now, the thing is, and I liken this, and I said this in my video actually, very much like the restaurant industry. Okay? The restaurant industry, when chefs move around to like different restaurants, whatever, and I've done it too, and I've had it done for me from chefs who were higher than me before I became executive chef, is that when they move to a new restaurant or a new company or a new corporation or whatever, they brought their own team with them. Why? Because they knew them. They knew how to work with each other. Like, it got to a point where a lot of the guys I used to work with, we used to like, we could speak practically telepathically. Like, we didn't even have to open our mouths. I would just make a look. I would just do a look at a dude, and he just look at me and goes, yeah, I got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we knew each other so well that there was, you know what I mean? Like, so there's that. So maybe she's just carrying a team of people that she's comfortable with, she's been successful with in the past, and whatever else. So there's a lot of that too. So that might be exactly what that is. And maybe she says, hey, listen, you know what? I'm comfortable with this team. I've been successful with this team. These guys are all superstars. Let's get them in here, bring in fresh blood, new blood, so to speak, whatever, and get these people in here, and let's try and turn Xbox around. Now, there was one thing that actually stuck out to me. So that's most likely the scenario. However, there's something else that I was going to point out, was that one of those jobs, I can't remember which one it is. I'm sure we'll hear about it over the next couple days. One of those jobs was to look for redundancies, okay? Utilizing, not only just the AI tech that they've had, but also the know-how that they have from running core AI. What that can translate into is layoffs, job loss, that kind of stuff, right? So that could be a situation as well. So, you know, that it might not all be sunshine and rainbows, folks. There might be a lot else out there, right? So we're going to have to wait and see. Now, before we continue this conversation, I know this is really early in the show, okay? But I really got to pee because I've been drinking so much bloody water. I've been so thirsty tonight. I got to pee like a racehorse. So if you give me 2 seconds, I'll be right back, okay? Just give me 2 seconds. I just got to go pee, and I'll be right back. And we're going to continue talking about this AI conversation. Like, no joke, I had to pee. Like, the 37-minute mark of this show, I had to piss so bad. And it just, like, came out of nowhere because I've been pounding this water like crazy from my fancy little popsicle glass here. And I'm just like, oh, my God, I'm going to piss my pants. But I held on for another 27 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. But I couldn't hold it anymore. And I have a feeling the older I get with this podcasting business, I think I'm going to have to pee every 20 minutes, all right? That's just the way it's going to be. Now, before we get back into this AI chat, I got to hey, Jacob Tapua, how you doing, buddy? We got to catch up with some major super chats that have come flying in, ladies and gentlemen. And we've got Eternal Shaddai, a member for 2 months. Thank you so much, Eternal Shaddai. And he says, in the member chat, he says, Asha is the new Asha Norris, Asha Texas Ranger. There you go. Thank you so much, Eternal Shaddai. I appreciate that, brother. And we've got Itchy in the house, and he drops a $5 super chat. Let's go. Thank you so much, Itchy. And he says, I always thought Xbox bringing PC game compatibility to Xbox is to counter growing Linux Steam OS. Yes, seeing that as a major threat to Windows dominance. Yes, we're going to be talking about that a little bit later tonight, Itchy. Absolutely, we're going to be talking about that. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. And remind me, we will be talking about that again very soon. Oh, I see some fancy stuff going on the screen here. There's a gift box opening up, folks. But before we get to that, we got Machine XP coming in, dropping a $5 super chat as well. Thank you so much, Machine XP. And he says, how do you curb the worry of new Microsoft AI execs joining Xbox? Simultaneously announce you're halting all Copilot development. Dude, that is a conundrum in itself. I don't know how to answer such a question. It's like, how do you curb the worry of the new Microsoft AI execs joining Xbox, simultaneously announcing you're halting all Copilot development? Now, they didn't say they're halting all Copilot development for the company. They're just saying they're halting it for mobile and for the console. So I'm not really sure. We're going to have to wait and see on that one, Machine XP. We're going to have to wait and see on that, brother. I'm not really 100% sure. But the thing is, I think, as I said in my video earlier tonight, it's a 50-50 here, folks. it's a 50-50 right now because you see some people out there. I've been watching social media. I've been seeing how people are reacting. YouTube videos have come out. Obviously, mine was one of them. I saw 3 of them myself. And then on top of all that, I'm looking at it and I'm like going, holy shit. I'm like, some people loving this, and then other people are like, yo, this ain't it or whatever, right? So there's a lot of division in the community right now with this announcement. But the only thing I can say, and I said it like in the end of my video, funny enough, and I'm like, listen, man, I'm just going to take a holding pattern approach to this, okay?
Welcome to hell.
I'm going to give my thoughts and opinions of what might be. But, I mean, I can't predict everything, for God's sake. I can have educated guesses. But, like I said, I've already presented about 3 different options as to why this happened. I don't know beyond that, man. I don't know. It's just going to be wild to see. It's going to be a whole new situation, and it's going to be a very interesting one. It certainly has been a very interesting first couple of months of Asha being in charge over there. So... we shall see what happens with that. But anyways, we're going to continue that in the conversation. Hey, Weeks, man, how's it going, buddy? Yes, I'm in the house, and I had to pee, but, it is what it is. But anyways, we got Josh Duckwell coming in, dropping a $20 super chat, even though I told him not to. And he says, thank you so much, Josh Duckwell. You didn't have to do that, but he says, hello, everyone. Super chat is... He says, Super Chat is being stupid and won't let me include a code for the Metro Trilogy for Xbox in this message. If you'd like to grab it, the code is in the live chat. Cheers. There it is. Josh Duckwell, you are a champion. Thank you so much for that, my friend. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Anybody excited about the new Metro game that's coming out? The Metro Trilogy code is in the chat as well. So there you go, folks. That's 2 codes given away on this channel tonight. One for Crimson Desert, one for the Metro Trilogy. And hot off the heels of that, we've got 78 Inc., the man, the myth, the legend himself. Right from the beginning, let's go. He gets a little Asha music for him. And he drops for $10. He drops a Steam code for Dead as Disco. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go. He goes, let me know if it works, guys. Thank you so much, 78 Inc. Ladies and gentlemen, that is officially 3 chat. That's 3 codes in the chat tonight, folks. 3 game codes. What other show are you getting this? Ain't nobody giving away this many codes. And it's all courtesy of the maggots, ladies and gentlemen. All courtesy of the maggots. The most amazing people in the world. Ever. Period. Bar none. No one touches the maggots. No one touches them. You guys are amazing. And my God, I can't even blink twice. And all of a sudden, 78 Inc. comes flying in again and drops 5 gifted members on top of everything else. Let's go. Let's get some fresh blood into that Discord, ladies and gentlemen. And for all those new channel members, you now have access to the channel members only Discord, which there it is. And Arrow Nation being right there, he put in the link for the channel member Discord. It's right there, so go join it. It's a lot of fun. These guys are wild. They have parties all night. They have chat parties. It is literally, that Discord is running 24/7 with people, and there's always something going on. Polly Baba's in the house. How you doing, buddy? And thank you so much, 78 Inc., for not only the $10 super chat and the code, and for the 5 gifted members. The man is a monster. He unlocks a rare achievement. Unbelievable. Thank you so much, 78 Inc. And we've got, ladies and gentlemen, he's officially here. We have our friend, the priest, the man of God. Father Alex is here. Father Alex is here. Praise be the Lord. Father Alex has arrived, ladies and gentlemen, and he drops $2.79. And he said, beat Boss 4. I'm in Biome 5 in Saros. It's fire. Let's go. And because Father Alex is a man of the cloth, he is a man of God, he gets it one more time, ladies and gentlemen. For Father Alex. There you go. That's for Father Alex. I got that specially for him.
Welcome to hell!
There it is. Thank you so much, Father Alex. Appreciate your brother. And we got Snow Dragon, the shit-talking maniac from last night's XNC. He's joined the channel. Oh!
Welcome to hell, motherfucker!
Thank you so much, Snow Dragon. You are the best, buddy. He was busting. Listen, Snow Dragon was busting my balls on XNC last night, all right, folks? He's busting my balls. He's like, Mag doesn't finish his games on the stream. I'm like, motherfucker, yes, I do. But I was in the middle of a conversation with Colt. I'm not going to argue with Snow Dragon, but I know what he's doing. He just busted my chops. But anyways, Snow Dragon, now that you're in there, and of course for all those gifted members, you are now maggots. You can never leave. You are stuck in here for life, unfortunately for you and for everybody else.
Welcome to hell, motherfucker!
Welcome to hell to all the new maggots. Thank you so much. Y'all can't get out. Y'all can't get out. Snow Dragon had some beers last night. Dude, Creed Blaster, listen, man. Alex, when Father Alex shows up in the chat, and ladies and gentlemen, he actually is a real priest, okay? I don't know how the hell, no pun intended, I don't know how this man listens to me, okay? This is a man of God. This is a man of the cloth, okay? And this guy has to listen to my vulgarity, my swearing, my sex jokes, whatever I'm saying. And this man sits through all of it patient as a saint. Because he is a saint. Because he is Father Alex. In the house, we have God on our side. Cyber Gunter, welcome to hell, Father Alex. You know, there's going to be this one day, Father Alex, you're going to get to heaven, and you're going to be at the pearly gates, and there's going to be St. Peter standing there, and Jesus is going to come out of his office, and he's going to go, hold on a second, hold on. He goes, hold that gate. And he goes, you're Father Alex, right? And he's like, yeah. He goes, you were listening to the Mag Show, right? And he's like, yeah. He's like, did you subscribe to his channel? He's like, yeah. Did you super chat that man? He's like, yeah. He's like, all right, you're in. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Mag is with me. We're all partying up here. Let's go. We're all partying in the clouds. Let's go. I know. I know, Ghostbusters. I'm not a huge fan of hot weather either. I like okay hot weather, not crazy hot weather. Anyways, thank you guys all so much for the donations. It's been absolutely incredible and so generous from everybody tonight. Incredible. Not just tonight, just in general. In general, you guys are all amazing. So let's get back to this conversation, folks. Now we're back into this. We're going to talk about this this situation. So now you have 5 heads of the Xbox department are all part of AI. I've worked in a corporation for just short of 2 decades, right? I've been in the restaurant industry for 30 years, but almost 2 of those decades were spent in a corporation of that, of that business or whatever. And then I moved up the chains and then ended up moving up into head office and whatever else and, wasn't cooking as much or anything. I still did like a little bit here and there, but majority of my time was, I was doing the office work, I was doing executive work and stuff like that. So I could tell you this, folks. There's no such thing as a coincidence. I'm telling, when it comes to corporations, there's no such thing as coincidence. So I'm going to add this as one of the other caveats of what we've already discussed, right? I gave you all the options, at least of what I can think of as to why this happened and how it happened or whatever else. I gave you my most plausible one is that she wants a team that she's familiar with and worked with before and they've had success before. So she's probably like, hey, man, get all my team over here. We're going to start kicking ass just like we did over here, just like we did over here, just like we did over here. And, and Satya's not going to argue. He's going to be like, yeah, fuck it. Let's just do it. You succeeded over there. Let's get the same guys over here. Get some fresh eyes on this, right? Get some fresh eyes, fresh ideas, fresh minds. Maybe things were getting stale. Right? That's the most plausible. However, there's something nagging me in the back of my head. Okay? That I just can't let go. And the other part of it is there's no such thing as a coincidence when it comes to corporate business. Everything that a corporation does is cold and calculated. All of it. What's up, Sabina? How you doing, buddy? All of it is cold and calculated. Okay? Every last detail. Everybody thinks, oh, that's just a fluke. It's not a fluke. Nothing is a fluke when it comes to corporations. They're like, oh, wow, we made $1 billion? That was weird. I didn't expect that. Or whatever, right? They make the shit happen one way or another. And they're like, listen, we're making $1 billion this quarter. Well, it says, well, we're going to be a little bit short because of labor. All right, fire a bunch of people. That's what they do. They make it happen. They make it happen no matter what. Everything is cold, calculated. So there's a part of me that's nagging at the back of my noggin that won't let go that's saying there's something else at play here. I'm just telling you. I'm just saying it's a gut feeling. I'm not saying it's the answer. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying I'm wrong. I'm not saying this is what it is. I told you what the plausible answer was. I just can't shake that there's something else afoot when you've got one AI person takes over as CEO and then now it's being run by 5 AI people. That's starting to let me believe that there's another answer, or, excuse me, a possibility of an answer. The possibility is number 4. I gave you 3 options, 3 thoughts. One of them being the most plausible, I already told you. And then now there's a 4th one. The 4th one could be they're looking for efficiencies, which they mentioned a bunch of times. Because if you actually look at what she said and everything else, we're looking for efficiencies, we're looking to move things faster, get things better, whatever, blah, 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 and all that jazz, right? And so now, on top of looking for more efficiencies, what are they going to do? They're going to apply the AI programs to what's going on, and they're going to find the redundancies. The AI program will easily find the redundancies. It'll say, yeah, here's the problem right here. You guys have too many people here. You got 2 guys doing the same job here, 3 guys doing the same job here. And a lot of people are hiding in their cubicles. They don't know what that. Not every manager is going to know what the hell everybody's doing. With a corporation that big, the left hand does not know what the right hand is doing. 90% of the time. That's the way it works. Right? But the AI you can't hide from because they go through everything. Phone records, emails, pay stubs, all that kind of shit. They see what everybody's job description is, what they do, what they accomplish on a daily basis, and that's what they're going to start finding. And that guy, one of those guys, is going to start looking into there and start saying, we don't need all these people. This is where all this money's going. And I've said that for a long time. I said, guys, let me tell you something. This gravy train for developers and all that kind of shit is going to come to an end at some point. I said this last year or 2 years ago. And I said, it's going to come to an end at some point. I said, because the average salary of a developer is $138,000 US a year. That is fucking insane. That's almost $200,000 Canadian. What the fuck are you talking about? That's what a GP makes. Right? And I'm not saying that they don't deserve it. I love the medium and I love video games. That's what I do, right? This is my job. This is what I love doing it. I love talking about it. I love playing games. I love being part of it. I love everything about it. I'm going to meet a whole bunch of them in LA. So I'm not talking about that, but I'm talking about the sustainability of having 5, 6, 7, even 1,000 staff, 5, 6, 700 people, or even 1,000 staff members, including support studios and everything else working on one game. That's a lot of money. And I'm telling you this, the AI, and why do you think when, what's his face there, not before Hiroki Totoki, God damn it, Sean Layden. Sean Layden says, Sean Layden, not Layton, Layden. Geppetto says, we don't get paid enough. Yes, I know. And like I said, man, I'm not talking shit about developers. I'm really not. I'm just talking about from what this AI, pretend I'm the AI, okay? Pretend I'm the AI right now. I'm looking at this going, this is a lot of money. So when Sean Layden was talking about this 5 years ago, he says AAA gaming is not sustainable in the future. He wasn't talking about the fucking games. He wasn't talking about the programs or the engines running the games. He was talking about the staff. Because when you have 13 studios it took to make Last of Us 2, one of the best games of all time. Whether you like the story or not, that's entirely up to you. I'm talking about the game itself. You turn that game on and you play that game, it is flawless, except for the PC version, which shit the bed, whatever. But besides the PC version, you play it on a PS5 Pro and play Last of Us 2 Remastered. It is a flawless video game. But it took 13 studios to do it, dude. Naughty Dog is not a small studio. That's a huge studio. And then you had like 12 support studios put this game together. Right? That's a lot of money. So this AI is going to look at this and say, this is crazy. We don't need all these support people. AI can do this. AI can do the what's it called? The storyboards. They could do the previs work, the pre-visualization work. They can do the mapping of the different action sequences. They can do the characters. They can color the trees. They can do the backgrounds. They can do the clouds, the forest, the water effects. They can do all that stuff for us. We don't need all these people. We can use a third of these people or whatever else, right? That's what I'm afraid of. That's what I'm afraid of that they're going to look at, because the AI is going to go in there, and all these people, 5 of them that used to work at Core AI, are going to apply those programs into their metrics, into their numbers, into their profits or lack thereof, and they're going to say, we can actually offload a bunch of this to AI and then like cut the staff down. Not to 1/3. I was just exaggerating, but it is a possibility. Now, I'm not saying this is fact, okay? Once again, before anybody starts freaking the fuck out in the chat. I'm not saying it's fact. I'm saying it's a distinct possibility. It's something that should be kind of keep your eyes peeled for something like that. You know what I'm saying? Just keep your eyes peeled, because I could see that. And they said in the actual thing, looking for, I don't think the word was redundancy. It was something else. I'm gonna find out what exactly what the wording was, because it was right here in the Verge, the Verge article. I had it right here, and I had it highlighted, and like an idiot, I lost the page. Work directly with me in the most. Okay. God damn it! Where is it? It's not there. Here we go. I found it. It's right here. Evan Chalky, a former general manager, listen to this, guys, in Core AI, is joining a new team in Xbox to lead a forward-deployed engineering group. You ready for this? Focused on removing repetitive work. You see what I'm talking about? That is what's called redundancy. They're going to look for redundancies, and that's fair too. You know what? That's fine. If you got 3 people doing the same job, why do you need 3 people to do it if one person could do it? If it's a 3-person job, that's different. Like if it requires 3 people to do the one job, that's different. But if there's just 3 people doing the same thing and doing the same data input or whatever the hell they're doing, and then it'd be like, listen, man, I only need 2 out of 3 of you. Right? Or maybe I just need 1 out of 3 of you in order to carry on. You know, that kind of thing. Now, this also could be for good reasons. It could just be better for efficiency in like optimizing, as Machine XP is saying in the chat there. Building tools, features, groundwork, various projects. That's what he's saying in the chat here. That's from Machine XP. He goes to better develop core features across studios and games. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm not shooting this down or doom and glooming the situation. I'm just saying these are possible reasons as to why. Right? And as a result of that, we're going to have to wait and see. We're going to have to wait and see how this all works out. But I'll tell you this. If they start doing, not mandatory, if they start doing optional retirement packages, you know layoffs are coming. But that may never happen. So either way, as I'm sort of mulling this over in my head, I can't make a decision. I can't make a decision and say, yep, this is the greatest thing of all time. Let's go. Let's bring out the ticker tape and let's have a parade. I'm not doing any of that. But at the same time, I'm like, you know what? Show us what you got. You got your team. You got what you wanted. Right? You didn't bring him in right away because that would have been too much culture shock, right? Let's face it. That was their plan from the beginning. I'll tell you that right now. When Satya and Asha were talking months ago, okay, about the job, she 100%, they already had the conversation, because it's not like they do this stuff on a whim. They had that conversation back in the fall of 25 where she's like, I want my team. And Satya probably like, cool, you can have your team, but one thing at a time. Let's get you integrated into the thing, into the leadership role. We're gonna have a bunch of new things that are gonna be very positive for you. And what happened? They're playing right into the literally the stereotypical corporate playbook. They gave her 3 or 4 things and say, listen, this is what you got. This is what you do as soon as you walk in. We're gonna be doing this. You're gonna do this, and this, and then people are gonna love you. Right? We're going to those things were all in the works already, but we got to start you off strong. And the only way that we could start you off strong is if we put forth this plan and say, you're going to overhaul the achievements. We're going to lower Game Pass scores. We're going to do our prices. We're going to do this, that, and the other. We're going to change the logo. We're going to create new slogans. We are Xbox. This is Xbox, whatever. No longer this is an Xbox. We're going to do We Are Xbox. We're going to change the name back from Microsoft Gaming to Xbox Gaming because they changed that because of the ABK thing because they snaked the FTC. Right? And then as soon as they got the FTC thing, they're like, yep, fuck you guys. Then now we're going to change back to Xbox Gaming. And so, like, you got that. So they're playing right into the stereotypical corporate playbook of make her do 5 or 6 very positive things. Get the fan base behind you because the fan base, when she come in, they're like, who the hell is this chick? Right? They're all like, who the hell is this? And then so she starts doing good things. She hits the ground running. She starts doing positives. And then what ends up happening, everyone goes, oh, Phil who? Sarah Bond who? They don't care. They're just like, yay, everybody's freaking out. Right? Asha. Right? And everybody's freaking out now. You got him. That's what you do. Now, we got to see what you got. Now you got your team. So now now imagine what kind of a culture shock that would have been for not only just the staff at Microsoft, at Xbox, what about the fans? Can you imagine if you found out in the same day, all right, now hear me out. Hey, Beer Baron, how's it going, buddy? I haven't seen your name in a long time. K-Rock, how you doing, bud? Now hear me out. Imagine we all got this news on the same day. Tell me this wouldn't freak you out too. And you'd just be like, what the fuck is going on over there? Imagine they come out and say, Phil Spencer's gone, Sarah Bond is gone, Asha Sharma's is the new boss. Oh, and by the way, all the Xbox leadership, all 4 other people under Sarah Bond are all now gone, and they're all being replaced by Core AI. All 5 positions are going to be replaced. Now, how would you feel if you heard that all in one day? Everybody would have a complete and utter meltdown. The amount of videos on YouTube and the Twitter comments and everything else would be going off the charts. And you damn well know it. Rock 88's in the house. How you doing, bud? And so that exactly is what happened. They're doing it a bit at a time. Like I said, give her the positive stuff. A couple of months, 60 days. Positive. Now you do the next step. The next step is remove the leadership, put in her people, the people that she wanted there from guaranteed from day one, but now she's got it. Okay? So now she's got it. Great. Now the next step is you got to act. So now we got to see you act. Now we got to see what your people can do. Now you got all your people, you got all your ducks in a row. Hey, KLZ, how you doing, bud? You got all your ducks in a row. All right? Asha, you got them all in a row. Okay? So now let's see what you can do with it. All right, that's all we can do, folks. As people. Okay, see, Machine XP. He goes, yeah, that would have been one hell of a bad look. Yeah, exactly. Just what I presented to you guys over the last 5 minutes. Imagine they dropped all that news in one day. For anybody just joining me now, what I was saying was, this was all planned in the fall of 25. This did not happen overnight. This was not like an accident. This was not like a whatever. So, like, imagine if they said, Phil Spencer's gone, Sarah Bond's gone. By the way, every single leader at Xbox is now gone, and they're all being replaced by Core AI people. And Asha Sharma is now the boss, who, by the way, was the CEO of Core AI. How would you react to that? Everybody would have freaked out. Everybody would have freaked out. You can't tell me otherwise. You can't convince me otherwise. Everybody would have lost their goddamn minds. So you do it a bit at a time, so you don't freak people out. Right? And so now we've got all that. We're up to this point, okay? We're privy to what's going on. We're locked in, folks. We know what's going on. We're not stupid. So now the next step is show us what you can do. Now you got everybody there. Now you got all your people. Your ducks are all in a row. Everything's ready. Rock. Okay. Do it. Here's your pen. Start rocking. Let's go. So now all we can do, folks, is sit back and just watch what happens. Now, 2026 in terms of games and stuff like that, we don't have to worry about that shit. That's all coming. Especially on the Xbox side, there's no surprises, okay? There's no surprises coming this year. You're getting what you're getting. We already know. You're getting 5 flagships this year. That's pretty big. Not pretty big. That's fucking huge. That's huge. That's monumental for them. They're going to have a huge year. Forza, a couple of weeks. Halo in the summer. Gears in the fall. Fable in the late fall, early winter, whatever you want to call it. Modern Warfare 4, looking to be a banger from people I know that are working on it. They're saying it's a fucking banger. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. I said it on XNC, I'll say it right here. The one guy that I talked to said specifically, he said it is a graphical and performance showpiece. He said it's going to be amazing. Yeah, Creed, either am I. So anyways, they've got that under control. This year, the games is all under control. Now, we got to see what they do in that leadership position. What policy changes are they going to make? That's another thing. Are they going to make policy changes? Right? I've heard, whispers in the community saying, I wonder if they're going to start, after Call of Duty, was that part 1 of removing day and date from Game Pass? Start building up the ecosystem. Do they plan on taking exclusives off of PS5? Unlikely. Could it be timed? Most probably. But off the system entirely? Unlikely, considering the metrics they're going to get this year. But that's all dependent on the PlayStation community. If the PlayStation community comes out in full force and starts buying all those first-party Xbox games, well, then, yeah. Oh, yeah, Minecraft Dungeons. That's another one. Yeah. Thank you, Erodimus. Yes, thank you. I forgot all about... That's coming this year? Ah, I didn't know that. Interesting. Okay, we'll add Minecraft Dungeons to that. That was a great game. I love the first one. My son and I played that game to death, man. It was great. Yeah, we love that game. So anyhow, that's the thing. So now with those metrics coming in, I'm not sure about the exclusive thing. I don't think that's going to happen. But again, like I said, timed, most likely, but cut off entirely, very unlikely. But I could be wrong, and then I'll take one on and if I end up being wrong, I'll take one on the chin right here on the show. I don't give a fuck. I'll take it right on the chin. But either way, we'll have to wait and see how that all turns out. But those are the things that we're going to be looking at now from the leadership, not the games. We know what games are coming for the rest of 26. There's still 8 months left in this year. So there's a lot coming out, and we all know what's coming. It's about the leadership moves that are going to happen beyond that. Marketing is going to be another one. She hired two more specialists for marketing, what was it, a month ago, right? We're going to see all that. These are all the moves that we're going to be hearing about. Are they going to do this build your own Game Pass thing? That could be a situation, right? We that could be something. Shaboogs, how's it going, buddy? Exactly. Microsoft loves money. Sinless, how are you, buddy? I'm good, man. I'm good. So, yeah. So it's going to be a lot of management stuff that we're going to be seeing moving forward. That's what's really going to be the real proof of the pudding as to what this leadership change did. It's not the games. Now, I know that one of the positions are going to be talking are focusing on the quality of games and stuff like that. That's incredibly important too. Now, I'm not saying that their games are not quality, but they're just not connecting with people. Not the thing is, at the end of the day, when you want to be that third-party publisher, or even if you want to build your own ecosystem, you have to have a reason for people to want to buy the box. Right? And that hasn't been happening this generation. Even last generation. There's very few games that came out that people were like, I need to buy an Xbox One for. The beginning of the generation, yeah, they crushed it at the beginning of the first 3 years was amazing. It was phenomenal for the Xbox One. Incredible releases, included money-hatting games like Tomb Raider and stuff like that, right? That was all happening. So, you know what I mean? So you got someone looking at that, but like I said, there was a disconnect with the video games. We already talked about that subject. We don't have to get back into it, but it was a subject that still needs to be addressed, is that their games have not connected on a grand scale. That's the thing. Yes, you're going to have people in this chat and other chats and XNC and whatever else, and they're going to say, well, I loved Starfield and I loved Outer Worlds 2. I loved Avowed. I know my friend Boomstick, he loved Avowed. I think he put like 200 hours into it or something. He adored the game, right? Great. But was that everybody? No. Right? Were people jumping over each other to play the game? No. Just look at the engagement. Look at the achievements on the Xbox. People weren't even playing it on Xbox. Even on Game Pass, they weren't even playing past an hour and a half. Just look at the achievements. Outer Worlds 2, 90% of the people didn't even roll credits on any difficulty. That's bad. And then you're expecting it to sell on PlayStation? It's like, yeah, you buy it. The fuck? If I was an only PlayStation company, I'd be like, well, why aren't you playing it? And they're like, you got it on Game Pass. Why aren't you playing it? And then the Xbox guys looking at him going, well, why don't you buy it for $70? And it'd be like, no, why don't you play it on Game Pass? And no one plays it. There's a disconnect there. And maybe that's what this new leadership is going to start looking into. I don't think maybe. I think that's exactly what they're going to do. I think that's exactly what they're going to do. Is going to look into that and say, where's the disconnect? Why doesn't everybody want this game or whatever? You know what I mean? There's always going to be room for like niche games, cool ideas, whatever else. And I'm not saying you got to do exactly what the third party does or do exactly what Sony does or Nintendo. But you know what? They're succeeding at that stuff. So maybe take a page from their book and say, listen, man, I know we're making this quirky fucking game about clay pots, but can we maybe make a God of War style? Something fun and exciting with an incredible story. It doesn't have to be God of War, but you know what I'm saying. I'm just being, silly. But still, you know what I'm saying? Or like a GTA 6 or like an Assassin's Creed Black Flag. The Assassin's Creed Black Flag, this is the second time it came out. The special edition sold out, for God's sake. It's sold out for a remake. And the pre-sales are like past 1 million. And they haven't even released the game yet. That's the kind of engagement you need. You need people lining up to buy your special editions, to be pre-ordering in the millions before it even drops on the systems. That's the excitement you need to create. So maybe this new leadership can look at that and say, "Hey man, it's a good game. It's cute. It'll rate well on Metacritic, whatever, at 86 or whatever. That's great, but no one's playing it. Why?" That's the questions you have to ask. Was it a public perception thing? Was it just not connecting with the fans? I don't know. I don't have all the answers, guys. I don't have all the answers. I'm just spitballing here. But I'm also spitballing a lot of truth. There's a lot of truth in that. Hurtful truth, but it's the truth. And that's the thing at the end of the day. People have to realize I'm not sitting here to shit talk or whatever else. I'm just saying it like it is, and a lot of people don't want to hear it. They do that thing. They don't want to hear it. And I'm like, well, this is why. And something else they're going to be exploring. Is the Xbox engagement, not just PlayStation. And the thing is, when people talk about this exclusivity thing, you're just talking about, listen, don't lie to yourself. Okay? I know you guys don't. You guys rock. You just don't want it on PlayStation. Let's face it, that's exactly what it is. Because it's not exclusive when it's on Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S, Steam, Windows, what the hell's that other one? GeForce Now, you know what I mean? Like all these, it's available in like 5 other places, but that's considered exclusive. But as soon as you put it on PlayStation, it's no longer exclusive. So you realize what that is? It just means you didn't want it on PlayStation. And that's fair. PlayStation is was literally the only competitor. So that makes sense. It was always it was always PlayStation versus Xbox, at least for the last 25 years, right? So you got that. That's what it boils down to. So now they're going to look at that situation and they say, okay, fine. PlayStation guys did not buy, they bought Forza, they bought Sea of Thieves. They didn't really buy anything else. Everything else kind of tanked. They're not just going to say, well, what's wrong with PlayStation people? No, they're going to look at the games. They're going to say, clearly there's a disconnect with the games. Right? She's not there to make you happy. She's there to get the job done. And sometimes getting the job done requires some hard truths that they're going to have to. It's like people that go to rehab. People that go to rehab, they're not going to be nice to you at rehab. They're going to peel back the onion layer by layer and find out why you're such a fucking psycho or whatever, right? Or why you're a drug addict or why you're an asshole or why you're an alcoholic or why you're an abuser or whatever. They're going to peel it back and not be kind. They need to find the truth. And part of those truths, you could see it. It's clear as day when it comes to this industry. They're going to look at Xbox engagement. And this is why I said last year, I sound like I'm a lecturing father right now, but I really am being a lecturing father. I said it last year. I'll say it again. If you want Xbox to be successful in the future, it has nothing to do with third party. It has nothing to do with the sale of the box. It is all about engagement. Because when they look at the metrics, the dollars, the cents, and the analytics, and they look at all those papers, okay? I'm sure they're not looking at papers anymore, but you know what I'm saying. They probably have a big computer screen with all the numbers broken down. And they see that people are engaging and playing and rolling credits on their games or whatever. They go, wow, people love our games and they're engaging and they're in Game Pass all the time playing those games. They're telling their friends, they're doing this, they're doing that, whatever. It's growing. But it's not. And people aren't engaging. They're going to look at that. These guys from AI don't give a fuck about Xbox. You know, they don't give a shit about this community. They don't give a shit about anybody. You know what they give a shit about? Success and money. Because if this tanks, it's going to look bad on their resumes. Tell me I'm wrong. They want this to succeed for their own reasons. Never mind what they're not worried about what Jimmy Xbox on Twitter is talking about. They don't give a shit about that. They're like, why aren't people playing these games? What's going on here? Why aren't they engaging this and that? And then that's gonna spill down to the studios, and the studios are gonna sit there and go. They're gonna say to the studios, "Go, guys, listen, man. Your games are great and whatever else, but no one's playing them. Why?" Oh! I'm just saying. So these might be, folks, the hard truths that this new leadership is going to be doing. And be prepared. Because I don't think they're going to be nice about it. They're not going to be assholes about it, but I don't think they're going to be nice about it. They're going to start asking those questions. I'm not, like, when I go to LA and I meet all these people, I'm not going to be like, why does no one playing your game? Like, if I meet the developers from Outer Worlds 2, I would never do that. I'd never be disrespectful. I would never be disrespectful. But when you're in charge of a company, that's not about disrespect or respect. That's about, why is your product not moving? That's all it boils down to. You could own a grocery store, for God's sake. If the general manager comes over and says, hey, man, we got all these products in here, but no one's buying the white cheddar macaroni and cheese in the box. Everybody wants the regular shit. Why don't they want this? Right? They don't care. It's the same thing with an Xbox game or a PlayStation game or a Nintendo game. It's the same thing. It's white cheddar mac and cheese sitting on the shelf that no one's buying, or they're all buying the orange one because they like the orange one. It's the same thing. They don't treat it like, oh my God, we better not offend anybody. No, they're like, this is a product. Why isn't it moving? That's real business. And that's why the MAG is here. That's why I'm here to talk about this shit, because I've been doing this for decades. I see how they move. I know how to navigate in a room full of snakes. I've been doing it forever. I hated it because it's very disingenuous, but it's the fucking truth. And they don't care. They don't care about Mag. Big Lou, how you doing, buddy? Hey, Seawolf, how are you? Yeah. Anyways, I don't want everybody to get all wild. Like, oh my God, Mag is talking all this shit. No, I'm not. I really am not. I'm just trying to tell you the possibility. Okay. The possibility of what this management team could be doing over there. That's a big thing. RPG's in the house. Harry Ballsack, how you doing, buddy? He said, RPG says it right. He says, not selling equals not useful. They don't care. That's what I'm talking about. And when you bring in a bunch of people, now that's 5, ladies and gentlemen. I like to point that out. That's 5 people who are not involved in the gaming industry, which is maybe is exactly what they need. It's like that, it's like that pain in the ass child that sometimes needs tough love. You don't want to give the kid tough love, right? Because you feel bad. You're like, oh, it's just a kid or whatever. But the kid's an asshole is an asshole. Sometimes they need tough love. Maybe Xbox needs tough love. And that's what will bring them up. Maybe that's what will bring them up into greatness. Put them into the pantheon. Back in the top 2. Back in the top 3, whatever. People are talking about it. It's got buzz around it. It's going to have a lot of buzz this year because they got a bunch of great games coming out. That's wonderful. Maintain that now. Because 27, what do you got going? Right? You're going to have to maintain it. Yes, you got the hardware coming out, whatever else. So you're going to have to maintain the momentum of 2026, and not just for 27. You got to maintain that for 27, 28, 29. And then when people see consistency, they'll say, they are the real deal. Because if you do it for 1 year and then you just flop off the next year, they're going to say, oh, same old shit, and they're just going to move on, and you lost the momentum. That's how it works. You can't hit a home run and then just whiff at strike 3 for the next 9 at bats, and everybody say, oh, yeah, he's awesome. They're not going to say that. They're going to say, well, what the fuck? The guy's batting 100. That's not good enough. They're going to look at that. No consistency. So that's what they're going to need to do. But anyways, let's carry on. I got to catch up with this with the community here. We got a lot of super chats come flying in, and we got G Mania comes in, drops $5. Thank you so much, G Mania. Appreciate you, brother. And for the $5 Canadian, he says, a good marketing Xbox should do is when you buy the physical copy of the game, you get a free shirt of that game, like when you buy some CDs. Yeah, that was fun. Do that. Do that. Thank you, G-Mania. Thank you for the idea, and thank you for the super chat, brother. I appreciate you. CDB in the chat says, that's what makes me nervous, how Asha is going to get the daily active users up on Xbox. Dude, quality-ass games that everybody wants to play. Machine XP, watch your mouth about Starfield. You guys know how I felt about Starfield. I didn't like it. But listen, I would never shit talk anybody who loves it. Look at Fuzzy Tomato. He hit 1,000 hours in Starfield, ladies and gentlemen. That's a man who loves Starfield. And God bless. Enjoy. Enjoy. But what they need, again, G-Mania, at the end of the day, you need that compelling software that every last person wants to play, including the PlayStation guys. You know what I mean? And you get those people out there, and they're like, yo, what is that game? Right? They're getting some of that this year. Fable's got to hit hard this year. That's going to be a key factor, because I think Gears of War is going to be a knockout. Forza Horizon 6 is going to be a knockout. Those are going to be home runs, both of them. Halo is going to be Halo. We've played it before. It's just going to be a better version of Halo, so I can't say there's anything bad about that. So I would imagine 3 are going to be fantastic right out the gate. So already they got some momentum there. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4, from what I'm hearing, is going to be absolutely amazing. So Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 is going to be absolutely amazing. Well, you got another one. That's 4. You know what the sad truth is? And this is where people can say that, people say the word like Xbox tax or whatever else. You can say all that stuff. And it's not really, I never really bought into the whole Xbox tax thing. I know some people really, really believe it, and that's fine. Everybody's allowed to have their opinions. But the thing is this. When you lack consistency, that's what people remember. They remember your lack of consistency. You get one right, you get 2 wrong. You do one, and what has Microsoft been doing this whole generation? One positive thing, step on the rake. One positive thing, step on the rake. One positive thing, step on the rake. Right? And all you is just, it's 1 step forward, 2 steps back, and that's what people remember. Right? And so that's where, that's where I've always felt different about this Xbox taxes thing, is because they don't have the consistency. So now here's the sad truth. Now, if you want to apply a little bit of Xbox taxes, something, I'll tell you this. Let's say Forza's absolutely amazing. Halo is amazing. Gears is amazing. Call of Duty is amazing. And then Fable is like mediocre. You know what's going to happen? No one is going to remember the 4 awesome games. All they're going to remember is that Fable wasn't good or whatever, right? I'm not saying it's not going to be good. I'm just saying this is theoretical, okay, before, I get, crucified, okay? I don't want to get crucified. Don't do that to me, folks. But you know what I mean? So, let's just say theoretically it bombed. It doesn't do well. That's what people remember. They'll remember the last thing that you just dropped or whatever. They'll forget those 4 other games. But if you keep cranking out banger after banger, year after year after year, winning awards, being at the Game Awards, standing up at the podium with your statue, you know what I mean? And all that kind of stuff with Jeff Keighley and like Nicolas Cage or whatever the hell. You know what I mean? When you're doing that consistently, then people will take it seriously again. And they'll be like, yeah, we can't talk shit anymore. They used to suck, but not anymore. These guys are awesome now. But it takes time. Right? It takes time. It's not an overnight thing. It's going to take a long time, because you're going to have to win and CDB to get back to what you're saying about Asha going to get those daily active users up. It's going to take time and consistency. That's it. That's the formula. There's no mystery. That's the formula. Time, consistency. Anyhow. Let's continue on. We got more super chats coming in. We got
Jax wins. Fatality. Fatality.
Hey, Jax, what's going on? So, ladies and gentlemen, we got 2 Mortal Kombat characters in the house. We got Nightwolf and we've got Jax in the house.
Gotcha.
Yeah, thank you, Jax. Welcome, my friend. Welcome to the show. I appreciate you being here. And he sends in a $5 super chat as well. That's what's up. There it is. Thank you so much, Jax.
Gotcha.
Remember that move when Jax used to grab you by the neck and just go, gotcha, and then just pound you in the face like 3 times? And then, like, it took off like half your power. Oh, my God, it was the worst. Whenever Jax got a hold of you in Mortal Kombat, it was over, bro. It was over. Don't let Jax do it. Anyway, sorry. Jax says, for $5 he says, Meg, what does Xbox players playing the games have to do with PlayStation fans as far as finishing them when it comes to the percentage? It has to do with engagement time, my friend. That's what I'm getting at, Jax. So what I'm saying is, for example, it shows, if you go to the achievements, for example, I had a few of them pulled up. Where is it? I have one right here. Where the hell is it? Hi-Fi Rush. 19% of 19.93 to be honest, let's be fair. 19.93% got to level 2. That means that 80.7% of people didn't even play it for more than 30 minutes. 40 minutes if you want to be generous. That's what they're looking for, Jax. They're looking for engagement hours, numbers, and time spent online utilizing their service. Yes, we talked about that yesterday a little bit. So to be fair, Jax, I'll be fair. You know, Colt and I talked about how Game Pass sometimes works. It gets you that mentality of the Game Pass mentality of when you get like 10 games and you download 10 games, you're like, oh, let me try this, let me try this, let me try this, let me try this, let me try this. And you get so overwhelmed with it, you're just like trying all these different games. But the thing is, they're not going back to it. So that means to me, I mean, I'm just saying, this is my opinion. I think that it's not connecting with people, because if it connected with you, even after you tried the 10 games you downloaded, you'd be like, you know what, that first game I played was fucking dope. Let me go back to that. Like, I loved that game with the music and the guitar and the dancing and the this and the that and whatever. You go back to it. But the fact that they don't go back to it either is that means that 80.7% of people that played the game are the most OCD people of all time. Or sorry, ADHD people of all time, and just didn't even forgot all about it, or it just wasn't compelling enough for them to just return to it. So there's that. It's the lack of engagement time. Same thing with Outer Worlds 2. Outer Worlds 2, it was still a rare achievement for people to get within the first 2 hours of the game, and that's an RPG. The RPGs take time to play. So the first 2 hours of an RPG, it's basically you're still in the opening credits, so to speak, right? So there's a lot of that. Never mind finishing the game. Outer Worlds 2, complete the game on any difficulty. Only 10.73% did that. Any difficulty. That means that 89.27% did not finish that game. On any difficulty, even on easy. That means that they weren't compelled to go back to it. But the majority of people didn't even get past the first 2 hours, which is even more alarming. That means that they played the first chapter, they went off to go play something else, which is fair. Game Pass offers hundreds of games, so you get out there. But the thing is, if the game really grabbed you by the nuts and wouldn't let go, you go back to it. That's what I'm trying to say. And the proof of that is that the PlayStation guys aren't even buying those games. That means it's not connecting with them either. And the PC guys even less. Did you know that the PlayStation games were selling more? Or sorry, the games that on PlayStation were selling more than they were on PC? And Xbox, you know, it's harder to say for Xbox. Steam? Sorry, I want to say Steam, not PC, because PC has Game Pass or whatever else. So it's a little bit convoluted, but like, you see what I'm getting at? All I'm trying to say is, guys, we need to boost those numbers up. Get those numbers up. That's what I'm talking about. Dumbmobile, we will not be getting a sneak peek at the Helix. They'll be talking about it, but that's for developers, my friend. That's a developer thing. That's not going to be like that's not going to be like a showcase where like, here's the Helix, you know, the Xbox, whatever they call it. I still think as Colt was kind of hinting at, they're just going to call it an Xbox. They'll be like, here's the Xbox or whatever, and they're not going to show it and whatever. Where I think you will actually see the Xbox Helix, we're going to keep calling it Helix. You're going to see it. I'm pretty sure they're going to reveal, like, even if it's just like a 3D printed whatever, they're going to show the form factor of the machine at the 25th anniversary of Xbox. I would bet, if I were a betting man, I would put my chips on that. That's what I think. Now, a game that everybody wanted to play was Forza Horizon. And you look at the Xbox, on Xbox, Forza Horizon 5 sold a ton, had millions of people who already had Game Pass were buying the deluxe. They were upgrading to the deluxe edition so they could play early, plus they get all the DLC. Millions. Never mind the 20 million people engaged in the game on Game Pass between PC and, of course, the consoles. And then 4 years later, sold 5 million, almost 6 million copies on the PlayStation. So do you think that that was a fluke? Or was that a game that everybody wanted to play? That's the key. That's what it's all about. That's what I'm trying to, that's all I'm trying to say. It was a game that everybody wanted to play. And you see the numbers from that. And when people say, oh, racing games are dropping off, they're not as big as they were like in the 360 PS3 era when there was like, I mean, there were some awesome racing games in those days. I mean, come on. What do we have? You know, we had like Midnight Club, Project Gotham Racing, all those Need for Speed Undergrounds, all that kind of shit. There were tons of racing games, and it was huge in those days. And then it kind of dropped off, but Forza basically took the ball and ran with it. And then, of course, Gran Turismo as well. Gran Turismo to a lesser extent because they just release so sporadically, right? Like, it's like one every generation you get. But, like, Forza basically took the ball and ran with it, and they've been carrying a lot of the racing industry on their own back, and they've been scoring incredibly well, selling incredibly well. And why? Is because they're games that everybody wanted to play. So they got to find that magic touch with that and say, what do they got going on that like everybody wanted to do besides the racing part of it? But they've got to apply that to other genres and say, we need to make an RPG that everybody wants to play. I know that's almost, you know, you think about it like, how the hell do you do that, Mag? Well, you got to do something that's appealing to the masses. That's how you do it. Do I have the answers for that? No, that's not my job. My job is to not come up with those answers. But all you have to do is just look at the games that are selling incredibly well and say, well, what are they doing? And study what they're doing. And then if you study what they're doing, then you'll figure it out. You know. And G-Mania comes in, drops another $10 super chat. Let's go. The man is out of control today. Thank you so much, G-Mania. And a little bit, ladies and gentlemen, we've got to talk about, of course, it's Cinco de Mayo. Let's go. Congratulations to my Mexican brothers and sisters on their independence. There it is. All right, let's go. Cinco de Mayo time. All right. So G-Mania says, for 10 Canadian dollars, he says, I want exclusives from PlayStation because they pay to keep games off Xbox. That is true. They do that. They tried to block the Activision deal, so why should Xbox give them anything? They don't have to. You're not wrong, G-Mania. They could do whatever they want. They could say, nope, it's all staying here now or whatever else. Now, I think the Call of Duty thing actually ended up being one of the stipulations of the ABK deal in court where they had to keep it multi-platform. But if they want to, they could do everything else and be like, yeah, everything else is ours. They can absolutely do that. How that ends up, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Right? But if they decided to do that, you know, like I said, I'm not going to tell them what to do. They can do whatever they want. You know what I mean? If they go full exclusive, go full exclusive. Do it. Do it. No one's going to stop you. You're a big company. You could deal with it. And then they have to deal with how that's all going to work out in the end. And that's fine. That's fine. They could do whatever they want. So, G-Mania, I'm not disagreeing with you at all. That might be one of the options. Now, you won't see that in 2026. But you certainly may see that in 2027. That may be what they do once they look at all the numbers and saying, yeah, this is not worth it. You know, the juice is not worth the squeeze, so to speak, as they say. And then be like, yeah, you know what? These PlayStation guys, even our big bangers, they didn't buy them or they didn't buy them in enough, enough numbers for us to justify. So therefore, you know, it's not really worth it for us to lose that brand recognition and whatever else, right? So they might say, hey, fuck it. You know what? It's not worth it. Look at what PlayStation talked about with the for example, with the PC. They're like, less than 2% of our earnings came from PC. 98 of it came from our PlayStation console. Why even bother? because that also pulls people away and may pull further people away from the console from buying the PS6. So they're probably, and that's why the whole PC thing about them walking away from the PC ports makes total sense to me, because they're trying to sell you on the next box, which is coming out next year. They don't want people on PC, because then people are just going to buy a PC, build it, and say, I'll wait for Wolverine. I'll get it whenever. I got lots of games to play from now till then. And they'll wait for it, and then that'll hurt the PS6 sales. So, you know how Sony rolls. Sony rolls the way they roll, and it works for them. They're successful as hell. So let them do what they got to do, right? And so that makes sense. So, yeah, so at the end of the year, and I said this last week, guys, I'm like, I know it sounds crazy, but if you want games to stay exclusive to Xbox, you better pray that the PlayStation guys don't buy the games. I know it sounds crazy, but that's true, because if she looks at those numbers and she's holding up those sheets and going, they're not buying these games, even the good ones, like even our big games like Gears and Halo and whatever else, and Fable and Forza, let's say they don't buy those games, and like, yeah, they didn't buy them games. Then they could say, you know what? It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. But if they do buy those games, you're going to have a very hard time trying to convince them to stay exclusive. Because they're going to be like, excuse me, hi, Mr. Yes, I'm Mr. Angel Investor over here. I invested $25 million into your stock. Yeah, why the fuck are we turning away $750 million? Right? So they're going to look at that and be like, oh, well, you know, we were trying to make some people on Twitter happy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's not going to happen. So if they sell well, you can kiss that idea goodbye. If it's catastrophic failure, different story. Then they'll be like, fuck it, it's not worth it. Let's just shut it down, keep everything on Xbox and PC and Steam. But apparently that's exclusive, right? Steam, Windows, Xbox, GeForce Now, Epic, Game Store, whatever. Like, all the different storefronts, but apparently that's somehow, for some reason, that's exclusive, but not PlayStation. So, yeah, that's one thing I've never understood. But either way, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I think. But either way, you've got that. Okay, you take the games off PlayStation, but like, all right, let's build this up. Then they build it up. Fine. What I don't get is, how is buying a game on Steam any different than buying a game on PlayStation? Like, they don't own Steam. That's a third-party company. They got nothing to do with it. It makes no sense to me. It makes no sense. How does that make any sense? That Steam is considered Xbox, but not like that's not considered not exclusive. Like that Steam takes their 30%, the same way that PlayStation or Nintendo would take their 30%. Am I not right? Am I wrong? No. So how does that make any sense? I don't know, man. Listen, man. I can't break down the logic of everybody. It's impossible, or lack thereof. I can't do it. But either way, G-Mania, thank you so much. And I saw you dropped another one. We're gonna get to that in a minute. But we got Jax.
Jax wins fatality.
There you go, Jax. You even unlocked a rare achievement for two super chats tonight. Thank you so much, Jax. Appreciate you, brother. And he says, for $2 US. He says, I completed 23 games, 18 of them were in Game Pass. Fantastic. You know what we need, Jax? More of you. Then we need more of you. We need more of you out there that are going to be completing these games, playing them, doing them. The problem is the majority are not. So, you know, Jax, your job from now on is to convince all these people to do exactly what you did. You completed 23 games, 18 of them on Game Pass. So that means, you know, only 5 of them were third-party games, I guess, outside of Game Pass. All right? That's fantastic. That's the kind of engagement that they need, Jax. That's what they need, and they'll be looking for that. What do you think about that? What the hell's that game called? The one that... damn it, it escaped me. I'm going to play it when I get Game Pass later this month. It's like the 3D, 2D, like platformy, not platformy. It's kind of like a... For fuck's sakes, I think it starts with an R. Some people loved it, some people didn't like it, whatever. It just came out like a couple of weeks ago. Was it Replaced? Is that what it's called? Replaced? I can't remember. Anyways, I want to know how that game is, because that's one of the games I'm going to play when I get Game Pass in, I'd like to say, a week or two. I'm saving it. I got a 1 month voucher for Ultimate. I'm saving it so that I could play those 2 games during that Game Pass month because I'm going to be playing that and I'm going to be playing Forza Horizon 6, right? So I'm trying to save it. So I don't know. We're going to see how that all works out. But either way. And we've got G-Mania. This guy is absolutely out of control tonight. Thank you so much, G-Mania. And he locks the rare achievement as well. Unlocks. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, G-Mania. My goodness. I appreciate you, my friend. Thank you so much. And for 20 Canadian dollars, he even gets an Asha song. Let's give him an Asha song. Let's go, G-Mania. And he says, for 20 Canadian dollars, he says, what about the people that takes a year to play newer games because of their backlogs? I'm guilty of that. I really want to play Indiana Jones, but it's taken me forever to get there. I have 2,000 Ladies and gentlemen, we have officially found a madman. He has 2,000 games he hasn't played yet. Holy shit, dude. G-Mania, you are a G-Maniac. That is insane. 2,000 games you haven't played? Dude, every company would love to have you on their side. I'll tell you that right now. Holy shit. That is crazy. Wow. Thank you so much, G-Mania, for the $20 and for the $10 and for the $5 and for the other $5. Dude, you're a wild man tonight. Jay Slay, how you doing, buddy? Thank you so much for all of that and all the support. I really appreciate it. And of course, once again, like I said for the previous super chat, Jax, you're the kind of guy that they need. They need more of you. They get a whole army of you. That's what they're looking for. Then there would have been no need for Project. What do you think? Project Latitude fell out of the sky? It happened for a reason because people weren't engaging. So they need a lot of you, Jax. That's what they need. And G-Manias as well. 2,000 games. The man's crazy. That's what they need. You need to do that. Sergeant Essential. I don't even know if I said hi to you yet, buddy. J-Man Games is in the house. How you doing? What's J-Man saying in the chat? He goes, nope. Why would a CEO look at that and say, nope, let's not make the games exclusive that players on the other platform want to buy. Let's only do it for the ones they don't want. Yeah, it's a mess. Yo, DC Steven, I haven't seen you in the chat in a minute. How you doing, buddy? Uh-oh, we've got Godar just subscribed. I just saw that. You think you can escape? I saw you in there, buddy. And listen, welcome to the channel and welcome to hell.
Welcome to hell, motherfucker!
Welcome to hell. I hope you're well. Forza Horizon killed Forza Motorsport. Harry Balsack, you're not wrong. Replaced. It was replaced. Thank you, Fuzzy Tomato. Okay, yeah, that's the game I want to play. So this is my strategy, okay, folks? This is my strategy. So I got a 1 month voucher for Game Pass. So what I'm going to do is about 6 days before Forza comes out. I did not get a review copy of it. I could have had one, but I just didn't have time to play it. There's just no time to play it. So I'm like, I can't do this. I can't do the review. Colt is not playing as much, and he's like, well, he's reviewing it right now. Him and Paris are doing that. I'm not allowed to talk about it. He's not allowed to talk about it. But anyways, they're doing their thing. They got their reviews coming out next week sometime. I think the 14th, I think it is. Anyways, I'm saving my Game Pass voucher for 6 days before Forza comes out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate it then, and those 6 days leading up to Forza, I'm going to play Replaced. I figure that's enough time to get through the game, right? And so I'm going to play that, get through it, and then I'm going to use the rest of the month to play Forza Horizon 6 and just have a blast. And of course, it is in Japan, so it's going to be very exciting. Yes. DJ Marshman's in the house. How you doing, buddy? I don't know if they could dude, I don't know if they could change their course, man. I don't know, Marshman. We're just going to have to wait and see, buddy. Yeah, Josh Duckwell saying Replaced. It's great, yeah. Hero Down Under. How are you, mate? Yeah, there it is. Bobby, did I say hi to you? But I'm saying hi to you now. Replaced is like South of Midnight. Everything great with combat, and that gets repetitive at the end. Oh, that's fine. I can deal with that. I have no problem with repetitive combat in video games as long as it's engaging and a lot of fun. Like, I mean, if you think about it, like I'm playing Saros right now. Saros is not exactly all that varied. Okay, you're running. There's no sprint button. It's just you're automatically running. You jump, you shoot, you dodge. Like you have like a dodge move, and you have a shield. That's it. And then you shoot. That's it. That's the whole game. Mixtape is this Thursday. That's right. Yeah, I hear a lot of people talking about that. Yeah, I'm gonna check that out as well. I'm excited to check that game out, man. Ghost Rider, he says, hi, Mag, glad to be here. Well, we're glad you are here. Goku's in the house as well. We got some new names in the chat. Mr. Santoba's showing up. How you guys doing? Yes. Meg, you going to beat Saros? Of course I'm going to beat Saros. I'm going to get the platinum. Absolutely. Now, I'm frauding myself out because I am one trophy away from getting the platinum on Pragmata, and it's only because dude, it's so friggin' hard. Now, I've got all the other trophies except for the lunatic difficulty, but how stupid is it that I built up my character for 24 or 25 hours and you can't carry over the character with the lunatic mode? You have to start from scratch, and I'm like, I'm not hunting for all that shit. I just hunted for 25 hours. That's fucking stupid. But anyways, I still went in there, so I'm like, fuck it. Let me just go and do it. So I'm like, all right, let me go check it out. So I went back in and I started playing it again. I'm like, yeah, maybe I'll squeak by another run and just, kind of squeak by. I can't even get past the first boss. The Great Waz in the house. Carrie Taylor, how you doing, bud? Well, I'm not buying it, so that's fair. Carrie Taylor says in the chat, he says, Mag, Replaced apparently has a late game-breaking bug that still hasn't been fixed, according to Lord Cognito. Buyer beware. Wow. Still haven't fixed it? Hasn't been out for like 2 or 3 weeks? That sucks. It's okay. I'm not buying it anyway. I'm playing it on Game Pass, but that would really suck if I get to the end of the game and I can't fucking finish it. I'd be pretty pissed, man. Red Outlaw's in the house. How you doing, buddy? I hope everybody's well. Yeah, older folk like us have no issue with repetitive combat. That's what Hero Down Under saying. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And we've got a $10 super chat coming in from DC Steven. Let's go. Thank you so much, DC Steven. Appreciate you, brother. And for $10 US, he says, have another beer in LA on me, buddy. I absolutely will, my friend. You're fucking right, I will. Let's go. Thank you so much, DC Steven. I appreciate that, my friend. I appreciate that. I'll certainly be doing that. I'm avoiding the drinks tonight, folks. I don't think I can pull it off, man, because I'm not going to lie to you guys. I told you guys at the beginning of the show, I'm actually in a tremendous amount of pain. I really hurt myself working out. And whatever the hell I did to my back, my spine, my neck, my left shoulder specifically, the pain is just like there's even times in the show tonight where I'm just like, you see me keep grabbing my neck, and it's because my hands are cold and it feels good to feel the cold on my neck. Like, hey, Fear Face Ace, how you doing, bud? Can we get Redfall on PS5? Yeah, sure. It's all yours. Tarnished Gamers in the house. How you doing? Yeah, anyways, I'm in a tremendous amount of fucking pain. I'm having trouble. Like, there's actually been moments tonight where I was having trouble concentrating on what I was trying to say because I was just like, the pain was just overtaking my face. So yeah, and it comes in waves, right? Because if you know me, you know how animated I can get. Like, I move my arms and do all this other shit, and I'm moving all my arms, and as soon as I move my arms, and I'm like, argh! And then I feel like the pinch in like the nerve in my shoulder, and it just shoots pain all the way to my neck to like the front of my head, and I'm just like, oh my god. Whatever I did, I messed myself up real bad. And I know exactly which exercise it was. I was doing curls, which I do all the time, but it happens like twice a year. I'll just like aggravate something. And I was doing curls with 50-pound dumbbells. And turns out the only dumbbell in the room is fucking me. But yeah, I hurt myself doing those. But either way. Well, that's everything we were going to talk about. Yeah, make sure you like and subscribe. Great. Wow, thank you so much. I mean, 2 hours and 50 minutes in the show, and I never say that. Oh, J-Man, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, dude, it happens to me like twice a year, dude. I have like a flare-up for like a week, and it's just like a week from hell. Obviously, I could still function and do shit, but I get dizzy from it, like because my neck... I have arthritis in my neck. I know it sounds like all these old man problems, right? But what happens is I have what the hell, cervicogenic vertigo. So when my neck gets stiff or I injure my neck, I get dizzy. And so like I get dizzy, I got tons of pain. I'm lying in bed. I'm like, oh my God, am I dying? Like, what's happening? Because the pain radiates to the chest, but it's not my heart. It's the muscles all around from the back and the thoracic area. And dude, like I said, I do it almost like clockwork, like twice a year. I just fuck up my back exercising because I always take it too far. Because there's one day I feel like I'm Rocky in Rocky 4, like working out in Siberia, and I'm just doing my thing and I'm just crushing it. I'm looking at my muscles are pumped. Everything's pumped up. The pump looks good. My chest is looking great. All the muscles are just strained. And I'm like, and I do my shit. And then all of a sudden, the next day I wake up, I can't move. You know what I mean? Then I can't fucking move. You know? And then all of a sudden, then I'm done for like 5 days. And it happens, like I said, twice a year. I get this mad flare up in the nerves in my spine, and I'm just fucked. So like, yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. And we got Poseidon coming in, dropping a $10 super chat. Thank you so much. There it is, Poseidon. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for all of that. And he says $10 for some icy hot. There you go. Yeah, I could use a whole lot of that. I tell you, man, I got 2 ice packs up in the freezer right now waiting for me. So when I'm done the show, I'm going to go lie down. I'm going to put one in the middle of my back and one on my neck and just hope that this dissipates some of the pain, man. It's so bad. Magnum, I want to so bad, but you know what I'm afraid of? I'm afraid of, like, with the dizziness, I'm afraid that it's just going to exacerbate even more so. See, Mag drinking will cure all your pains. It normally does. I'm just afraid that, like, the dizziness, like, when I look around, like, I turn my head like this or whatever, I get like this, I get dizzy, right? And I get a little blurry just for a second, right? And it happened all the time. Devil Dog, what's up, dude? Devil Dog in the chat says, I was curling a Hostess cupcake and pulled a muscle. Do you even lift, bro? Let's go.
You fucking weren't going to ever go over my fucking head again. You motherfucker, you.
Yeah. That's fantastic, Devil Dog. You're amazing. Talos, how you doing, bud? Nice to see you in the chat. Listen, I'm going to just step back out for just 1 second. I'm going to go refill my my water with my fancy popsicle cup. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have a little bit of community conversation. We're going to talk about a few things, and then we'll call it a night. No, it's not going to be a 7-hour podcast, folks. We did that last week. That was the most insane thing I've ever done. I don't even think I recovered from that. Last week, I think I don't think I've ever done so much streaming in my life. So last Tuesday, for anybody who wasn't around, I did 11 hours of streaming on Tuesday. I did 4 hours of Saros in the morning, and then I took a break, and then I did a 7-hour MAGGCAST. And let me tell you, by the time I was done, I was hammered on last Tuesday. I was a mess. And anyways, whatever. So there was that. And then I took the day off Wednesday. And then Thursday I streamed Pragmata. And then Friday I streamed... No, sorry. I did Saros on Thursday for another 4 hours. And then Friday did another 4 of Pragmata. It was out of control, man. I was just like... yeah, that was a good MAGGCAST. It was a good one, dude. That was one for the record books, man. Hey, your Wicked Hot's in the house, and Nate Dogg as well. Thank you guys for joining us. Let's go. That's right. The great disturbance in the force. Daniel McCarthy is talking.
I felt it. Fagonda!
So I did like almost 20 hours of live streaming last week, not including XNC, which was 2.5 hours. So yeah, that was like 22.5 hours of live streaming, not including videos and stuff. Oh, Nate Dogg, you want that? I'll give it to you right here, buddy.
Ma, the meatloaf! Fuck!
There you go. Oh, Creed, he's got to start shit in the chat. He goes, Mag, you're a pussy. You do a 14-hour stream. Nice. All right, gentlemen and ladies, if there's any ladies out there, give me 1 minute. I'm just going to go refill this water, and I'll be right back. All right. I'm back. Noisy Mofo, why are you spamming a bunch of bananas in the chat? All right. Now, here's the thing. We're basically done all the gaming talk at this point. Unless, of course, there's something else you guys want to talk about, then just put it in the chat. At this point now, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not familiar with the show, it is community talk time. We're just going to yip-yap for a couple of minutes here. Not a couple of minutes, but, we'll talk about some stuff. And whatever you guys want to talk about. But I will say this. Let me get the ball rolling. Hey, man, can I get an oh, yeah in your Aussie accent? I don't even... Oh, yeah. I can't do it. Oh, yeah. You fuckwit. I'm trying. CDB, I see what you're saying. He's always been a very nice guy to me. So I've always been kind. But you know what? There's not many YouTubers that actually have been nasty to me. Oh, Bobby, what are you asking me? Any Xbox games showcase hints you can give us? I know it's a Hail Mary. The only one that I talked about was Blade. Yeah, that was it. The Avalanche got 14 goals in the first 2 games. Jesus, dude. It's crazy. Yeah, the only one that I've heard about is Blade. I hope that comes true. But that's what I heard. Will be shown at the showcase. Now, I got to be very careful. A lot of the other stuff that, as I said last week, now that I'm actually going to LA, a lot of these companies have reached out to me personally, and we're going to have behind the closed doors, looks at some of these games, be able to play some of these games, not just Xbox games, even like third-party games, stuff like that. And now, as a result of that, of talking to these companies, I have to...
Welcome to hell.
There's a lot of things I cannot say. Right? Because now I'm under NDA. So, yeah, I did see the beef between those two spare eyebrows. That was really funny. What's up, Johnny? How you doing, buddy? He goes, what score did you give Saros? I'm still in the middle of it. I'm on biome 5 now, I think it is. I think I'm on 5. And so far, I think it's an 8.5 out of 10. It's a great game. It's a great game. I love it, Johnny. I love it. It's so much fun. I can't stop playing it. Now I rated... what's it called? Pragmata higher than that because the Pragmata story just gripped me so much as well as the gameplay and everything else. So that edge that Pragmata took over Saros is just because of that, because so far the story in Saros is really, I really don't give a shit. Like, I don't care. There's nothing at stake there that I care about, but the gameplay is so fucking awesome, and the art direction and the particle effects and the sound design and the movement and everything is just absolutely beautiful in Saros. It's just I'm not connecting outside of the story because I don't really care. But the thing is, when you play a game like that, though, here's the thing. You don't give a fuck about the story because the gameplay is so good. You're just like, yeah, whatever. You just want to skip through what they're talking about, even though I don't. But like, you just want to kind of be like, all right, man, just shut up. Let me get back to the game because the gameplay is so good. And we got Emperor Hound, a member of 5 months. Thank you so much, Emperor Hound. Appreciate you, brother. Has renewed his membership. Let's give him a welcome to hell.
Welcome to hell, motherfucker!
That's right.
But the cream will rise to the top. Oh yeah.
That's right.
All part of the plan.
Now, yeah, Mag is not a snitcher. It's not a snitcher, dude. I can actually get criminally charged for actually saying. So, Bobby, sorry about that. I can't really say much more. Once you sign NDAs and you actually have agreements with these companies, you literally can get charged for talking about it. The crazy thing is I can't even talk about the companies I'm seeing. Now, I can tell you this. I'm going to the Game Fest, the Summer Games Fest showcase at Dolby Theater in downtown Hollywood. That's going to be awesome with Jeff Keighley. That's great. Hey, Mohammed, how you doing? And I'm going to that. And then the next day, I'm going to the Days of Play, where I'm going to be with several companies, which I'm not allowed to say which ones, and I will be either watching their games or playing their games, or both. And I'm doing a little bit of that with a bunch of different companies, which again I can't talk about because I'm under NDA for all that stuff. So is Cold. We're not allowed to speak about anything until they give us. When you're there, they say something. So what they do is like, okay, after the weekend is over, starting on the Tuesday, the 9th or the 10th or whatever, you're allowed to start talking about what you saw on the weekend because we get first rights for advertisement and all that kind of shit. Then you could talk about it. So yeah, I can't do that. And so anyways, there's that. And then I'm also going to, of course, the Xbox Showcase, and I'm going to the Xbox Fan Fest and the party, the Xbox party after. I'm going to be there for that. That's going to be awesome. And then that's all day Sunday. That starts at like 7 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. We're going to be outside of the theater. And then we're going to be there all the way till dinner time. So it's going to be amazing. The other thing is I also got a ticket and was invited to the IGN party that's happening on the Saturday in LA. So the IGN is hosting a big party and get together or whatever. And so, yeah, it's going to be awesome. And sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I forgot to mention that Emperor Hound. Hey, Colin Prime, how you doing, buddy? I see your name is in green now. I saw you were gifted a member. That's fantastic. And speaking of fantastic, Emperor Hound dropped a code in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. What a code for what? I have no idea, but we're going to find out. I'm sure someone is going to let us know. But thank you for all of that.
The cream
yes.
rise to the top. Oh, yeah.
The year isn't over yet. Who's going to win Game of the Year? Oof. I don't know, man. Red Outlaw, thank you so much, man. He says, you and Colt crack me up. I love you guys. Yeah, we try to be funny, man. We're good friends. Colt and I are very good friends. You know, it's awesome. Yeah, we have a great time on the show. Man, I can't believe we've been doing that show for 3 years. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. 3 years we've been together doing that show. Wild, man. Totally wild. I couldn't believe when you told me. I'm like, 3 years already? I'm like, it felt like I've been on the show for like a year. Maybe a year and a couple of months. You know? So, anyways, by the way, so yeah, now that we're talking about whatever the hell we want to talk about, let's talk about something else very briefly before I get back into video games. I watched let me tell you something. I watched the new trailer for The Odyssey. You guys ready for this? Listen, people are already pissed off at me because I said that poutine sucks. There's nothing worse than soggy fries drowned in bitter tasting gravy with shitty cheese curds on top. Fuck that. Poutine sucks.
Yeah!
I said it.
What?
Anyways. People are already pissed off at me about the poutine thing, right? So you know what? Guess what? I'm going to add to that right now. I watched the trailer for The Odyssey and I fucking hated it. It was garbage. Garbage. The more I see of the movie, the less good it's looking. I don't know what's going on with that when they started, like when they showed the trailer with no sound, I mean, like there was music and stuff, right? And it was just visuals. I'm like, wow, this looks amazing. And then as soon as they say, hey, LePedro, how you doing, man? As soon as they started talking, I'm like, what the hell is going on? First of all, the gold standard, ladies and gentlemen, for Western films, and by Western, I mean North America, Europe, like the Western countries, right? Australia, whatever. The general consensus is when you make a historical or a fantasy film that's set in historical times. I know the Odyssey never happened, but I'm just, well, maybe it did, you never know. But you know what I mean? Like it didn't happen, but it's set in it's a historical setting. The gold standard is you talk in a British accent, an English accent. It sounds better, it plays better, it has more gravitas to it, and it feels more traditional and professional. Why the hell do you have people who have English accents like Robert Pattinson and I was about to say Tom Brady, Jesus Christ in heaven. Tom Holland, who's English. Why are they speaking in American accents? They sound ridiculous.
Oh!
They sound ridiculous. And then on top of that, Tom Holland says a line to Robert Pattinson when they're talking. You realize the writing and the dialogue sounds like modern people talking? That just shows, once again, that these modern writers don't know what the fuck they're doing. They have no skill. What criteria did they have to get those jobs? Because all these movies, they sound like moron. They sound like 8-year-old kids talking. It doesn't sound like what an adult would say. Did you guys watch the trailer? If you guys watch the trailer, Tom Holland literally says to Robert Pattinson, "My dad is gonna come home." Who the fuck says that in a book that was written by Homer thousands of years ago? That sounds like something my 10-year-old daughter is gonna say. My dad's gonna come home. He said that to Robert Pattinson in his American accent. My dad's gonna come. They would never call him a dad. He would say, "My father." Would he not? As soon as he said, "My dad's coming home," I'm like, I'm out. I'm like, this sounds fucking ridiculous. I'm like, I'm out. I'll probably end up seeing the movie anyway. Like, but you know what I mean? I'm just like, you already pulled me out. You guys sound like kids like that are playing in the playground. It doesn't have the gravitas of like a historical epic film. Oh my God. Oh, LePedro, watch the trailer. You're going to laugh. Josh Duckwall likes it. This is where we disagree. It's fucking. Now the thing is, I put it in one of my private WhatsApp groups that I have with like my two brothers, my cousin, and my friend Ryan, whatever else, right? We call ourselves the G5, right? So I put it in the G5 chat, and we did our thing. We talked about it. And literally, they all came back and said the same thing. They're like, "What the fuck was that?" Like, the trailer's bad. It's bad. Anyways, I just wanted to get that off my chest. However, on another note, they just dropped the trailer before the show tonight, which I haven't watched. I'll watch when I get into bed tonight. They dropped the trailer for the new Evil Dead Burn. Let's go! That's right.
That's great disturbance.
That's right.
Force.
Evil Dead Burn. Let me tell you something, man. Evil Dead remake remake. We'll call it a sequel remake. It's not a remake of the original. It's a sequel. The 2016 called just Evil Dead was amazing. I mean, that was amazing horror film. And then Evil Dead Rise was even better. I mean, that was just a masterclass in just shocking horror. What an incredible film. And then I watched the teaser trailer for Evil Dead Burn, which, by the way, I'm loving their names. Evil Dead Rise, Evil Dead Burn. Like, they sound cool, right? And then when I watched the teaser for Evil Dead Burn, like last week or whatever, I was like, what the hell is this? It looks insane. And now the full trailer just came out. So I'm all excited for that. The Resident Evil trailer looked great, too. I wasn't expecting much from that because they're like, yeah, we're not doing any of the stories. And I'm like, oh, here we go again. Another interpretation of material that literally has the source material right there in front of you. You could have just done a horror movie inside a Spencer mansion and called it a day and made it really scary for a low-budget Blumhouse-style horror movie. No, you couldn't fucking do that. You had to reimagine it again. But anyways, the trailer looks fantastic. So I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it. But either way, we got Elijah Wheeler coming in. Let's go, Elijah Wheeler. All right. Thank you so much, Elijah Wheeler, for the $5 super chat. And he says, hey, me and my roommate Sabina Finest. Hey, what's up, Dusty? And of course, Elijah. He says, hey, me and my roommate Sabina Finest, aka Dusty, are getting Forza Horizon 6 early access. What are your opinions and thoughts about the game? I cannot talk about it. I don't have the early copy of it, but it's going to be really good. That's all I can say because I know a lot of people who are playing it, and yeah, it's kind of like a off the table conversation until the 14th of May, and then we can really open up about it. But let me do this. You watching the screen right now? Okay, that's what you're getting. Okay. Big thumbs up, baby. And no, I'm not reviewing the game. But either way, yes. Jay Silver says, Mag, don't get yourself in trouble. What do you mean? What? Magnum, you take that shit back. Evil Dead Rise sucked ass? Oh, dude, you better take that back. I loved it. Oh, Josh Duckwall's starting shit. He goes, I don't like the American accents in Evil Dead Bird. It takes place in America. It doesn't take place in ancient Greece. I know. Technically, if you want to go back to ancient Greece, and be like, well, why don't they all speak in the like with a Greek dialect or whatever? Yeah, you could do that too. But it just sounds silly on British. Why do British actors have American accents? They're British. Let them speak in their language, and let Matt Damon figure out how to speak in English. With an English accent. I'm sure he could do that. Matt Damon. Elijah Wheeler drops another $2 super chat with a question mark. There it is. I know what that means. He's asking about the super chat I never got to. But yes, listen, Forza Horizon 6 is going to be awesome, dude. I'm telling you right now. Nate Dogg says Homer Simpson wrote it, not the other Homer. Oh, my God. Barbarian, I will give it a watch. Absolutely. Thank you, Ghostbusters. I have yet to get to that movie. Yes, I saw Bubba Hotep with Bruce Campbell. That was a great movie. Great indie movie. Yeah, excellent movie. I love that. Bruce Campbell, he'll make an appearance for sure. He always does. Shout out to Bruce Campbell, though. He's going through some shit right now. He's got some cancer issues. So, yeah, shout out to him. Let's hope he does. He pulls through and he does well. That'd be wonderful to see because he's such a great person. Yes, LePedro comes in and renews his membership. Thank you so much. Welcome to the Magnificent Maggots. And, of course, for that, LePedro, you get one of these as is obligatory and is tradition. There it is.
Welcome to hell, motherfucker!
Welcome to hell, LePedro. Thank you so much. Even though you're a Dodgers fan, it's okay. We forgive you. We'll forgive you. Maritime Mafia's in the house. How you doing? He says, Evil Dead with the stereotypical Canadian accent and watch it become a comedy. Dude, it would instantly be a comedy. Oh, that demon over there has got a real fucking problem. Hey there, bud. You want me to pop you one in the chin, bud? Hey, keep talking shit over there in the basement, bud. I'll come over there, pop you one right in the stomach, you know? Clock you one right in the face, knock 3 of your fucking teeth out, you know? By the way, we all don't talk like that, as you clearly can tell. Not all Canadians talk like that. Grandpa Barbecue Game Cat, did I even say hi to you? You've been in the chat like the whole time. Hail to the king, baby. Hail to the king. Well, I'm saying hi to you now, Grandpa Barbecue Game Cat, because I wasn't sure if I said hi to you, but either way. Anyways, yeah, I just had to get off my chest. So go watch that trailer. Tell me what you guys think about it next week. But from what I saw, the first trailer and the first teaser for Odyssey looked awesome. This one, for me personally, was a massive downgrade from the last trailer that I saw. And it was just because of the writing and the way they spoke. I'm like, this just took me out of this. Like, took me out of it. But I'm still going to see the damn movie. You know I'm going to see it because they filmed it in 70 millimeter IMAX. I mean, that's rare, right? So, you know, shout out to Jeff Keighley's dad for that, by the way, the inventor of the IMAX camera. You know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, I'll probably end up seeing it in 70 millimeter anyway. But I'm also going to wait for reviews. I got to see what they have to say. But I'm going to wait for YouTuber reviews. I'm not going to be waiting for the legacy media people because they're, you know, I want to see what the YouTubers got to say, the big ones, and then I'll be like, all right, let me see what's cooking with this movie. But I mean, it's going to be hard to not sit down and watch a 70 millimeter IMAX. I mean, that's pretty ridiculous. David Merrifield says, watch the trailer. 4:30 here. All hope is lost. Oh, shit. Okay. So David Merrifield feels the same way. Yikes.
Yeah!
There it is. Well, yeah. Hey, man, guys, listen, man. I'm not talking shit for the sake of talking shit. I watched it and I was just like, ooh, this is not a good trailer. But again, this is the first time we've heard them speak. I mean, there was like a voiceover from Matt Damon from the last trailer, but like watching this one, like you actually see the other people speak, and I'm like, I don't know about that. Hey, 108 Dragon's in the house. Let's go. He's just in from work. What's up, Dragon? What's up, Lemon? How you doing, buddy? I look forward to seeing you in LA in exactly a month, my friend. There we go. Let's go. 1 month, we're going to be in the house. That's it. That's what I'm talking about. And of course, for anybody celebrating, you've got exactly 31 minutes left in the day to celebrate a little Cinco de Mayo for the the freedom of the Mexican people. Let's go. Cinco de Mayo. Let's go, baby. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Happy Cinco de Mayo to everybody.
No, gringe.
There it is, folks. Crispy Bomb is in the house? Where the hell is that son of a bitch? I don't see his name in here. I see hello, Crispy Bomb. Oh, there he is. I see it. In all lowercase letters. What a scumbag. Couldn't even put capital letters so I could read it. There you go. Lemon, that's what's saying I have to work at 7 a.m. Hey, Crispy, how you doing, buddy? Nice to see you in the chat, man. I rarely see you around these parts, man. Maybe you lurk in the background. I'm not really 100% sure, but either way, we're here doing our thing, man. LePedro, what are you laughing at? You guys laughing at my music? Don't make fun of the freedom of the Mexican people, my friend. Okay? I drink enough tequila to keep the entire country employed. That's right. We got Deakins dropping a $5 super chat as well. Thank you so much, my friend. Appreciate that. Let's go. Donation time. Mixtape. Let's go. Thank you so much for the $5 donation, my friend. He says, you've said this year is loaded for games. What is a sleeper game coming out this year that doesn't get talked about enough? Great question, my friend. A lot of people are talking right now about this game. I've seen a lot of people in the chat saying it. There's two of them. There's two of them not getting enough love, okay? This mixtape game that everybody's talking about, that's the thing right there. Okay, mixtape is the one that a lot of people aren't talking about. It's starting to get some buzz. It's starting to do its thing, whatever, right? So there's that. Now, the other one, even though a lot of us in the community are talking about it, Estrat. What's up, dude? Nice to see you. Crispy Bomb, he says, Mag, you're entertaining, sir. I'll give you that. You goddamn right I am. What are you talking about? Let's go. That's right. Ali Mana's in the house. How you doing, man? What's happening, bro? I'm doing very well, my friend. Glad to see all these beautiful people here in the chat. So, yes. So, here's a story. Thank you, Creed. You nailed it. The community knows about it, but we need to get the word out. I'm telling you right now, man, the sleeper hit of the year, and I think it's going to be a hit, dude, is going to be Star Wars Galactic Racer. That game looks fucking awesome.
There is great disturbance in the Force.
I have felt it.
It is unavoidable.
That's right.
It is your destiny.
That's right. It's going to be the game that a lot of people are going to be talking about. I can tell you that much. I think that Star Wars Galactic Racer is looking hot.
But the cream will rise to the top. Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you, man, the game looks amazing. I can't wait to play it. October 6th, we're going to be playing it right here on the channel. Everybody, we're going to get community members, maggots, everybody going to be in here. We're all going to be doing this together, man. I can't wait to be playing that game. It's going to be so awesome. So there you go. There's your answer, D. I hope I answered it enough for you, my friend. Yes, I was going to say, yeah, those two games, Mixtape and Star Wars Galactic Racer, man. Now, this is pod racing, exactly. I should put some more Star Wars sound effects in here. Not from the sequel trilogy, from, like, the prequels. They have the best quotes, man. It's going to be so funny. Yeah. Snatch Wars. Talos Ray, that sounds like something I'd watch on Pornhub, but I'll have to check that out. Anybody play NBA The Run? I think my son was going to get into the beta or something, but I don't think it's out, like, fully. Jay Silver. I'm not 100% sure about that, brother. I'm not really sure. Clock Rocket. I never did mixtapes, but burned CDs. I did both, brother. I'm old enough to do both. I used to make mixtapes. I used to buy mixtapes. And then, of course, I did my own at one point with, like, you know, 2 stereos going on at once or whatever. Used to do that shit. And then, then burning CDs. That was a thing, man. That was a whole novelty when that happened. And then I used to go into, like, what's it called? Oh, who's this? Looks like Bio967 just subscribed. What? Well, we got to welcome. Look at this. Name is all over the screen and everything, folks. We got to do this.
Welcome to hell, motherfucker!
Welcome to hell, buddy. Welcome to hell. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. And don't forget, folks, I know I have to say this, but hit the like and subscribe and all that jazz, even though I don't say it enough. Yeah. Not the hub. Emperor Hound, of course the hub. What are you talking about? Ali Manazak's in the chat. He goes, have you Asha Sharma new twit? What? Asha Sharma, I heard her name. Let's go. I will be meeting her in person on Sunday when I'm in LA. Yeah, I will be meeting her on the Sunday. Hopefully I don't say anything too nasty between now and then before she'd be like, oh, it's him. And then like the handlers like drag me away and that's it, you know? Like if you accidentally like touch one of, or not even accidentally, if you like on purpose touch one of the people dressed up at Disney, like these handlers come out and just grab you and just drag you away. That's what they're gonna happen. Like Colt is gonna be there like taking pictures with Asha and shaking her hand, and then here comes Mag. That's it. I'll be thrown right the fuck out, man.
You're fucking warned. Don't ever go over my fucking head again. You motherfucker, you.
Yeah, man. Oh, hilarious. Yeah. I used to record shit off the radio too, man. You know what used to piss me off, Magnum? When you're like, you got your finger on the pause button because you pressed record and like pause at the same time. You remember you had to do that? You had to press record, play, and pause. All three buttons at the same time. Okay? In those days, we call them ghetto blasters, by the way. I don't know if that's considered like whatever now. I don't give a fuck. It was a ghetto blaster then. It's a ghetto blaster now. And that's the way I grew up. With them on my shoulder. And we used to walk around the parks with those things on our shoulder and blasting our music. And I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Run DMC, Raising Hell. First hip-hop album I ever bought in my life. And I used to play it on that thing. Amazing. So anyways. And then of course, License to Ill, Big Daddy Kane, Special Ed. License to Ill is in the Beastie Boys for anybody who's not, doesn't understand what I'm talking about. Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, Melly Mel, all those guys. I listen to all that. Bismarcky. This is all before even NWA showed up on the scene. But anyhow, Mag is a stormtrooper, yeah. Oh, Mag, when you see Asha control your emotions, discipline your mind. Oh, you want to hear a little bit of Snape in the house? Professor Snape, are you here? I'm not even sure yet. Are you here? Are you here, Snape? I don't know if he's here. Hold on, let me just check. Let me just check the potions dungeon.
Control your emotions. Discipline your mind.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Professor Snape was in the house. He was in the house the entire time.
Control your emotions.
There it is.
Discipline.
There you go,
your
grumpy
mind.
old fart. You got a little bit of that. Z Birdman, how you doing, buddy? I'm going to watch the season finale of Daredevil tomorrow morning. No spoilers. This is what I do every Wednesday. So what I do is when I'm done the show, which I'm going to be, Wu-Tang was in the 90s, Crispy Bomb. That's for, like, young people.
I was already but a man when Wu-Tang came out. I was born in it. I was born in early 80s hip-hop. I was already a man by the time Wu-Tang came out.
I was already getting laid by the time Wu-Tang came out. Dude, and these guys weren't even born yet with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just crazy. Just crazy. But either way, yeah, a whole situation. But anyways, oh my God, we got some... Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to hit every single button on this entire board right now. The man himself... There we go. There it is. There's the man himself. Holy shit, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We just hit it. He even locked a rare achievement. He's even getting some songs. Here it goes. Let's go. Something for Star Wars. Something for Star Wars. Let's go. Let's go. Josh Duckwall drops $100 US. Let's go. MAGGCAST rocking it out. There we go. Unbelievable. Thank you so much, Josh Duckwall. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you. My God. But he was a man true to his word because he kept saying behind the scenes, ladies and gentlemen. Josh Duckwall, friend of mine, says, by the way, go check out his podcast, No Quacks Given. Okay, it's fantastic. Okay, he does videos. He does breakdowns of trailers. They talk about all kinds of stuff. Go check it out. No Quacks Given. It's awesome. All right. Go check that out. There's my plug for the night. Go check out No Quacks Given, Josh Duckwall. All right? Now, that being said, for $100 US, he's talking some Star Wars. He says, Meg, this is for the special edition of Star Wars Galactic Racer. Appreciate all you do and the consistent push to be positive. I try my goddamn best, brother. He says, life is too short. Enjoy it while we can and do what you love. Cheers, maggots. Let's go. That's it. Thank you so much, Josh Duckwell. And because it was Star Wars related, you get a whole lot of this, buddy.
There is a great disturbance in the Force.
I have felt it.
It is unavoidable.
There it is.
It is your destiny.
Oh, there it is. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is now officially confirmed, courtesy of Josh Duckwall, an absolutely amazing member of this community. Go support his channel as well, please, for the love of God. And here's the thing. We will be playing Star Wars Galactic Racer live here with the Maggots day one. We'll be squatting up and we'll be playing Star Wars Galactic here, right here on the channel. So I hope you guys all come over for that. And of course, somehow Palpatine returned. That's it. That's true. Let's go, baby. We're talking about it. We're talking about it. Oh, man, I'm so excited to play that game. Thank you, Josh Duckwall. Well, now it is official. The game is here, and it's going to be played on that channel, courtesy of my dear friend. Thank you so much. Yes. And Clock Rocket comes in dropping a $2 super chat. He says, can you say my name but sing it like Hot Pocket? What the hell is Hot Pocket besides the kind of thing that you eat? I don't know what that means. Clock Rocket, I don't know what that means. Maybe I'm too old. I don't know if I'm too old, Clock Rocket. I don't know what that means. Sing it like Hot Pocket. Who the hell's Hot Pocket? Now you're gonna make me look it up, for God's sake. Who the hell's Hot Pocket? Okay, now you're gonna make me look it up like an old man. Look at me. Look at me. Type it. Look at me. Typing like an old man. Hot Pocket. Is it a singer? Watch, the chat's gonna be like, Mag, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? There it is, Aero Nation. He dropped the link for Josh Duckwall's channel. Go check it out. Oh my God, I think I know what you're talking about. Is that it? I think it was like the commercial. Oh my God, like the commercial. Yeah, that's hilarious. Oh, Clock Rocket, you're too funny. Listen, man, you got me all messed up, bro. You got me all messed up. Now you're gonna make me look it up. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make it up to you. You're gonna have to do it next week. I'm gonna have to practice. The commercial Hot Pocket. Oh, like the things you put in the microwave. Oh, I thought it was like a singer. Oh my God. Clock Rocket. That's probably not what it was. I just made that up. Oh my God. Uh-oh, Matthew Brightbill just joined the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Look at his name up in lights right there on the screen. That's what you get when you join the channel. Thank you so much for joining. And by the way, Matthew, now that you are a member of the channel,
Welcome to hell, motherfucker!
welcome to hell, Matthew. You can't escape now, buddy. You can't escape now. You can't escape. It's over. It's over. So, guys, I'm so excited. Galactic Racer right here. But, by the way, I have one stipulation. One stipulation when we play with the community, and we will be playing with the community live on the channel. So if you're not shy of being on YouTube, yes, I will put you on YouTube. We're going to be streaming there. I have to have the voices cut off for obvious reasons. You're out of here, Crispy. All right, thanks, brother. Thanks for stopping by. Crotch Rocket Brown. The only stipulation I have when I live stream with multiple people is I have to have your voice chat turned off. And I talked about that last week. There's a reason for that. The reason for, yeah, it's exactly Josh Duckwall. Welcome to hell. Welcome to hell, Matthew. I see you out there somewhere. You're not in the chat, but you're out there. Here's the thing. I can't have other people's voices on. See, what the problem is, the logistics are ridiculous. Everybody has to make sure that everything is turned off to private only. And then the thing is, when people jump in and out, not everybody's going to have their settings to private and whatever else. And then some jackass is going to come in and just like go on this, like not us being a jackass. Some other guy's going to jump into that party and say something stupid live on the air. And then I get nailed for it. So that's why I have to turn it off. So I don't use this thing. I have this thing that I use once in a while. It's called the ChatLink Pro, if anybody knows what that is. And the ChatLink Pro, that attaches directly to the Elgato 4K capture card. And then from there, I could plug it into either my PlayStation or my Xbox headphones, whatever console I'm playing. And then you can hear all the voices live on the stream, right? But like I said, the problem is not me, and then the problem is not us. right? I know everybody in this chat is going to be respectful and whatever else. You guys aren't the problem. The problem is if everybody doesn't turn their shit off, you can have people from parties on top of parties on top of parties get piled in, and I've heard about this happen to other streamers, and then someone goes out into there and just screams out something stupid and whatever, right? You guys have an imagination, figure it out, right? You can say something incredibly stupid or whatever, and then the problem is then I get nailed for it, right? And then the channel gets nailed for it, and then you're like, oh, I just got fucked. You get reported or whatever, right? So that's why I keep it off now. Now, if I'm playing like a co-op with my wife or my son, which there hasn't been much co-op or multiplayer games this year so far, we will be getting into some stuff in the fall, like Call of Duty and stuff. I'll be streaming that on the channel, and I'll be streaming it with my son and streaming it with my wife. But other than that, there haven't been really that many It's been all single-player games, really, right? Except for Kiln, but, you know. But anyways, yeah. So, like, the thing is that what we do is we will play all those games. I'll have the chat on for them because it's just my son, and all his party chat stuff would be turned off because it's only one person, right? Or my wife, and she barely has like 25 friends on her Xbox, or on her PlayStation. So like, you know what I mean? So like, it's just, it's controllable. But the problem is when you have multiple people, and then you have multiple people outside of there jumping into those parties, you can have complete strangers jumping in, and then you can hear all of the shit that they're talking about on the screen. So yeah, long story longer, I cut it all off. So basically what I do is I will stream with the community. We will be playing Forza Horizon 6 in a couple of weeks here on the channel with the community members, all that jazz. You will hear my voice. You will not hear theirs. But you'll get to see them, and you'll get to see, for example, you'll get to see Emperor Hound stare at my rear bumper, because he ain't going to beat me in a single race the entire time that we're playing Forza Horizon. Zeeperman, have a good night, buddy. Thank you so much for coming by. He goes, have a good one, Mag. Take care. Yes. So as everybody's going to be staring at my rear license plate, I will be winning every single race, and you won't be able to hear them screaming or swearing or whatever else. But the way I look at it when it comes to racing, it is to destroy your enemies, drive them before you, and hear the lamentation of their women. That's exactly what's going to happen that night. HNS, thank you so much. Hit that like button, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you, brother. Let's go. There it is. Yes, thank you guys so much for being here tonight. And, of course, it's been an incredible show. We've had 3 hours already. It's been amazing. Then we got a halfway point from last week. That's it. That's it for Gondor. We've done it all for Gondor, folks. We've done it all for that. But anyways, well, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to go get some ice packs for my. I'm going to get some ice packs for my spine and for my neck because I am in a tremendous amount of pain. I hide it really well, don't I? But it's also it's great to have you guys because then I'm not really concentrating on it. But yeah, it is what?
It is unavoidable.
It is unavoidable.
It is your destiny.
Yeah, it's unavoidable. It is my destiny. As soon as I leave the show, I'm going to put those ice packs on. I'm going to be lying in bed, just sitting there going, oh my God, I'm never lifting curls again. And the first funny thing is, you know what's going to happen? Leafs got first round, eh? Wow, HNS, that's wild. Now we got to get the rest of the Leafs to pick up the slack. That's great. Leafs first round pick, man. That's crazy. So here's the thing. As soon as I get better, which should take about another 2 or 3 days, like usually it takes about 5 days for like the flare up to like, kind of go down or whatever else. And once that all kind of backs off, what's the first thing this jackass does? Like I said, the only dumbbell in the room is me, not the actual dumbbells. I'm going to start cranking those 50-pound dumbbells again, doing my lats and whatever else. I'm doing all this shit, and I just see all the muscles pumping. I'll be like ready to go. And yeah, exactly, Emperor Hound. Yeah.
It is your destiny.
So yeah, I'm going to be doing it again, and then guess what? In 6 months from now, probably around October, I'm going to hurt myself again, and I'm going to cry like a little bitch right here on MAGGCAST, and we're going to talk about it and whatever else. But anyways, yes, thank you guys all so much for tonight's show. It's been absolutely incredible. We will resume the drinking party next week, okay, ladies and gentlemen? And remember, enjoy the rest of happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody. Enjoy the rest of the evening. We will resume the drinking party next week, so make sure, guys, you BYOB, bring your own booze. We're going to have a big old party, and it's going to be a great old time. We will resume next week.
No.
Yes, that's right. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for a wonderful MAGGCAST, for all the super chats, gifted members, renewed members, everything else. All of that helps out the channel so significantly. Yes, that's how we can keep getting all this fancy new stuff. I will be doing a ton of work this week. I've got a new cooking video I'm working on. I'm going to be filming it either tomorrow or Thursday. I've got, of course, Friday Night Live. We will be playing Saros right here on the channel, folks. So we'll be doing that Friday, and I may even drop another video. We shall see how the week goes and how the news goes. But anyways, everyone, have yourself a wonderful day. Stay magnificent, and we'll talk to y'all real soon. Bye now.